Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday night edition of everybody's favorite raunchy podcast. It is Gaming After Dark. I am your host, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. It's Noof Nukem in the room. We're going to have one dynamite show for you tonight. As always, my usual cast of characters is with me. So starting out, we have got the man who always brings the comment back to sense. Titan Drago is live in the house.
What's up, everyone? Man, I was just telling I was telling Noof in the pregame, man, what a week of video games. I mean, I've been playing Smite. I've been playing It Takes Two, which like me and the wife played till like 5 a.m. where we just couldn't go on anymore. You know, it's like one of those things. You know, I'd been awake like 20 hours at that point where we finally stopped. But I hate it when you're in that limbo. You know you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like the limbo that like you're enjoying something, but like you're so tired that like you feel like you could enjoy it more if you just had some fucking sleep. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that's where basically I'm at with that game. But man, that game, we were having so much fun with it. And I'm a fucking man. I gotta pat my goddamn self on the back because I am a fucking, I'm just like tearing these. We only got stuck on one little part, and it was Mag. Let me know if you remember this part. It was the part where you gotta like, because I didn't read the fucking paint can. It's like like when you read it.
Oh my god,
paint can.
Yep.
You got stuck there too.
Yep,
that's the only part I've gotten stuck so far.
Yeah, what a pain in the balls that was. Jesus
like,
Christ.
Because it's this giant room, and it's like you got to shoot. Like we're like trying to figure out, you got to shoot this thing, or you got to do that. Maybe I got to get you up here too. And it's like you jump on this fucking paint can and you stick to it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we were shooting arrows at it.
Yeah.
Or my nail gun or whatever the fuck I had. And I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck do we have to do? And it was just like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then finally just jumped up. We're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My wife's like, are you sure you're not supposed to do anything up there? I'm like, I don't know.
And we both did like the, oh. Where we're like, yeah. we're both idiots. Yeah.
Like, oh, man, come on.
All right, I'm getting over to our second panel member. It's one of the loudest and the most opinionated gamers on the face of the planet. It's a man can get loud and proud. He brings it in each and every week. And of course, alter ego Tony Baloney. I'm talking about the one, the only, the middle-aged game guy.
Yes, well, good evening, Noof. Good evening, chat. And of course, Titan Drago. Guys, we got a great show for you tonight. It's going to be the three of us. And that's all you need because there's only so much you can handle of us, right? So anyways, you're going to get a whole lot of us tonight and a little bit of Tony near the end. And anyways, guys, we got some great topics. We got some great things to discuss. So let's get right into the show.
Yeah, we really still got a podcast of 5. We got Tony. We got fucking Arnold.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good show. Like I said, sometimes when it's just the three of us, it's the best threesome we can possibly have. So,
well, let's take it easy. I've had better threesomes.
We're not that friendly, guys, but yeah. But you know how it goes. Let's catch up with the chat real quick. Doggy Dog is in the house, and he is dropping the first super chat of the evening, and he drops that $1.99. Happy Tuesday, Noof, Titan, Mag, and chat. So good to see you, Doggy Dog, in the house. Let's catch up with everybody else. Timothy Dixon is here. Draven Arrow is here. Invader Gaiman is in the house as well. Keeper Grant is hanging out with us. Papa Woody is in the house. What is happening? Spider-Man 356 would be a show without him kicking around here. That's good to see. As always, Jesse Darby is here. We had good fun with you last week, Jesse. Hopefully we'll have you back again. The one, the only, and our near and dear to us is Assassin Lupa. She's hanging out with us tonight. Good to see you, Assassin Lupa. We got to play a game sometime. Draven Arrow is here as well. What's happening? Crazy Greek Dude is in the house. Princess Zelda here as well. Sig Larson is in the house. What's going on? Bell Airy, Kylo Milo, back from the dead. Yeah, I think I've caught up with everybody. We've got a great crew here. Axel 1324 is also kicking around. Oh, if he sticks around later on, maybe Tony Baloney will have a few things to say about him. So you never know. Those two seem to have a good banter going on here.
Hey, so I did my culling of like my Twitter followers, you know, just separating the, you know, the ones I basically don't know, like haven't heard from in forever or whatever. And I was actually surprised. Masshole in the chat, like we've been following each other.
I fucking love that name. It makes me laugh every time.
We follow each other for a long time. I was actually surprised. So hopefully you hear this masshole, man. Good seeing you around, buddy.
Good to see you, masshole. That's right. Say it, don't spray it. All right, let's go. obviously some of the titles and so what games, before we jump right into it, what games have you been playing? I mean, I probably shouldn't even have to ask this. Our title probably will tell me what at least some of you have been playing, at least for part of the day or since last night. So let's find out. We'll start with you, Titan. What's been keeping you busy since the last time we had an episode?
Oh, dude, yeah, like I said, Smite, freaking that. And also I was telling Mag about it. This Railroad Tycoon. I don't think it's called Railroad Tycoon. I think it's called Railroad something else. But it's this fucking railroad game, man. It's got me hooked. I played it for like, I don't know, 4 days worth or so. Fucking laying tracks and connecting resources and stuff. I don't know what it is about it, but I enjoy it. It's like, I don't know. I like figuring different ways out and things. It's just, I don't know. For some reason, I love simulator games. And yes, simulators are games. Next.
And that's what he's been playing.
And you'll have the chance to argue that later on. We get right into that actual topic tonight. How about you, Mag? What's been keeping you busy, man?
Well, I'm 160 hours into AC Valhalla, and you said something on Sunday which was made me laugh. I was sitting there getting dressed and whatever else, and I heard you talk about me about Ubisoft, and I was just like, motherfucker, I can hear what you said. And that's why I responded to the chat. I'm like, I hear you, Noof. But anyways, I'm 160 hours in AC Valhalla. You guys ready for this shit? I have 100% completion, except there's one. It's like a scroll of paper you have to pick up. It's one of the collectibles. It's a codex thing, and I can't pick it up. It's literally right there, and I've been on the screen. I took a screenshot of it and everything else, and you can't pick it up, and that's preventing me from getting 100%. So I'm sending a fucking message to Ubisoft, and I'll be like, guys, fix this fucking shit already. I said, it's the last fucking time that, like, half the time, like I said, the 85% of that game I've been able to get through no problem. The last 15% of the game is nothing but bugs. It is preventing me from getting 100%. And actually, they did a 27 gigabyte patch today of all the fucking bugs. So it fixed a couple of them. So I went back and I did that, and I'm like, all right, good. Then I went back to that codex page. Guess what? Still can't fucking pick it up. And I'm like, do I have to wait another 4 fucking months for these motherfuckers to get another like bug fix or whatever and send it through and all this kind of stuff? So I got to send it to them. So yeah, Ubisoft, get your shit together, or maybe put less than 1,000 fucking collectibles in one game. How about that for a start? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. And I'm not kidding, by the way. There's over 1,000 collectibles in that game. I have all of them except for one. And it's the one that I can't get because it's glitched out. So I'm like, you fucking guys. I'm like, just simplify your games a little bit. Make like you could keep the fucking the RPG elements and everything in Assassin's Creed. Wonderful, I love it. Calm the fuck down with the side activities to get the 100%. Like it's like 100 hours of fluff. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's what I've been playing. And then I fired up Flight Simulator. Great time. Great time. You're just flying a plane. It is a remarkable piece of technology. You got to admit it. It's unbelievable. The technological feat that they've done is unreal. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that. I got that. I got the Ascent downloaded, ready to start that. I finished Blood Roots. If anybody played that, it's another indie game on Game Pass. Fantastic. And I am about 90% complete. This another game on Game Pass called Raji. It's a lot of fun. Yep. If anybody's checked it out or whatever, it's a cool little fun little game to get through. You can finish it in about 4 or 5 hours. It's not a big commitment. And I love that game.
I thought about downloading it, but it's like, meh. You say it's good, 4 or 5 hours, eh?
It's super. Yeah, like to get like 1,000 out of 1,000, which I'm closing in on. It's about 6 hours. And that's for an absolute 100% completion. So that's at 6 hours. So this thing is only like, if you were to just kind of like just play through the game just for fun, probably maybe like 3-4 hours at most. So anyways, I love it. So yeah, it's all about the indies right now, man. Like I've got to say, it's crazy. I mean, other than broken Valhalla there.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much what I'm playing.
Yeah, the Ascent is out in a couple of days.
Thursday. It's out Thursday. And if anybody was lucky enough, funny enough, I just talked to Mr. Boomstick XL, but just before we went live, and him and Cybernox, shout out to both of them. They got their fucking early access to the Halo multiplayer comes out the same day as the Ascent. Yeah. So I have a feeling I lost my 2 partners in the Ascent because they're going to be playing Halo multiplayer. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Man, if I'm around, I'll play. But like I said, no, we're on a different time schedule. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll be hanging around. We'll check it out.
Pass now. I can have those games.
Exactly. Now all you have to do is just click a button instead of ripping open your wallet.
Yeah, indeed, man. I know. Like I think as the longer Game Pass goes, the more I'll enjoy it, and then the more I'll be basically, kind of figuring out how did I ever go this long without it. So
yeah, absolutely, you will. And so, did you get much chance to play games this week, Noof? Has your life
I've had my balls deep in the medium. To be honest, that's pretty much the first game I downloaded on it, and I've been playing it. And I really haven't played much else other than that. Like my backlog is huge, but I want to get into the medium. That tells you what I've been playing.
If you don't beat it, that'll be in your backlog. So beat it.
Yeah, no, I want to beat the medium because it's a story-based, narrative kind of game, and I don't think it takes over. I'm actually impressed with the medium's not bad. Outside of, the set camera angle sometimes is a bit infuriating because you can't really see some of the fucking areas you're supposed to be going, and you're like, what the hell? Where am I walking? Where am I going? I'm walking toward myself and away from myself and into myself. And
yeah, I'll tell you this. You're right. I had the same thing, and it's probably right why I haven't kept playing it, but it's that game, it starts out very slow.
It does.
I hate how slow it starts out, and I hope that next time I jump on it that it starts picking up.
Yeah, I'm probably halfway or more than halfway through the game, and it's definitely picked up a little bit, and it definitely gives you the Resident Evil vibe, mixed with a few other types of games. It's actually not bad. You know what I mean? There's some really cool stuff going on there.
Okay. Yeah, because right now, if I were to grade it, I only played it for probably an hour or so, and that first hour was just I'm bored.
It's a bit of a slog to start.
Yeah. It is, and especially because I missed one of the pickups. I couldn't find one of the things I needed to find, in the office or whatever. I'm walking around the house.
The game is kind of like, dating one of those dumb chicks who wears the old-fashioned bras. Takes a while to get that shit on clip, but once you're done, you're having fun, baby. That's it. Woo!
It's a bit of a slog at the beginning, but once you get into the story and stuff, it's actually pretty fucking cool. I mean, I finished it in a couple days. I think it was 2 days I finished it. So it's not not a huge commitment, but once you get it. Oh, Joe Dunmore is in the chat. Sorry. I had to get that out there. I just saw him pop his head in. I was going to say, how the hell can we do the show without Joe Dunmore here? It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to leave. I was going to say, sorry, guys, got to go. Got to go when there's no Joe. When there's Joe, we got to go.
That's right. That's right.
But, sorry, you know what, Noof? One more game I started playing, and it's fucking great. And if you're into the horror, please, I don't know if you already played it, but The Evil Within 2.
Yes, I love that game. Great.
Fuck, man. I just the first little bit, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You're kind of walking around the burning house, and then you're in the office, and I'm like, come on, man, let's get into this. But then once you get into the actual story and you're in the actual town and shit, fucking great game, man.
Fucking monster bitch or whatever it is in the mirror room or whatever that shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great fucking game.
Yeah, there's some cool shit going on. That's and they're part of Microsoft now. Tango.
That's right. It just showed up. Well, see, they weren't in there for the first while, even after they got Bethesda, because they still had Evil Within 2 was in PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Or PlayStation Now, one of those two. One of the services. So they had to honor that, and that's why it came so much later down the line. So, yeah.
All right, let's catch up with the chat real quick, and we're going to dive right into that topic. We got a guy in the chat says Phil Spencer crapped on Crapper Gamer.
I saw that name.
Oh boy, Eternal She Dies in the house. What's going on? I see Cyber Gunter's here with us as well. What has happened? Cyber Gunter, Crispy Rambo is hanging out with us. Casket Repair is here as well. The Last Emperor. What is going on? We got a great crew tonight. Yes, indeed. So thank you guys for being here. 36 amazing people watching. Share this stuff out. Share the love. Let's break those 100 barriers, man. This thing should be just knocking people out, but I do appreciate all the people that come out, and we got a lot of people that check this show out after the fact, obviously when they have more time, where it's just a better time for them. It gets kind of late, and we got a lot of great feedback and stuff like that, so it's greatly appreciated. Dr. Dinglenut is here, so Drakey Poo, what's happening? But let's get right into it. First topic. It's a game that many people are playing today. If you happen to have Game Pass, yes, you should have been able to download it. Pre-download this game and get soaring right away. All I've seen so far today is a lot of stuff that makes me salivate. Lots of fantastic looking pictures and people going to their house and people flying over some amazing landmarks, including in Toronto, Canada. So so who's been playing this game? Anybody in the chat? If you've been playing Flight Simulator so far, give us a 1. If you haven't played it yet, give us a 2. Let's find out from the chat. I know Titan and Mag, I think, have already been in the skies. I have not had a chance to dip into it, but I'm hoping to later tonight or at least tomorrow evening. So who wants to jump in first, Titan?
Sure. There's a few different angles we're gonna hit this from. One's from like the Twitter side. So I've seen this all over Twitter all week. Whenever people are so desperate to keep Xbox below them, and let me know if you've seen this in the chat as well. But every time Xbox comes out with something good, I'd say there's about like 100 brainwashed PlayStation fans. And like, if you delete those PlayStation fans, like, they're like a hydra, like someone just fucking takes their place, basically. So there's always about like 100 of them, no matter how many you delete or mute or whatever. But anytime Xbox comes out with anything good, their answer is it's like put in a few different ways, but it breaks down to essentially, it doesn't count. That doesn't count. And the reason that quote unquote game doesn't count, those reasons range slightly. And Flight Simulator apparently doesn't count because it's not a game. Quote unquote, it's not a game. Yes, stupidity has struck hard again, let me tell you. But it's one of those things that if like you guys didn't have Twitter and I did, and I told you this, you wouldn't fucking believe me. There's no fucking way. But since we all have it, we all know what's going down, right? But these people are saying that since it's a simulator, it's not a game.
They never said that back in the PC days, though.
I just don't know where this came from. Like, do these people create? Like, they have to create something in their head because it's something positive Xbox is doing. But it's just the craziest thing. So I'm going to hear to, in case there's any of our listeners share this mindset, I'm here to educate you. A simulator is actually a genre of video games. Okay. And this could get disproven in so many different fucking ways. It's crazy. But essentially a simulator, I'm going to break it down like this: quick, painful, quick and painless, or painful if you fucking disagree with me.
Painful.
Depends on your stance on the situation, I guess. But it's a genre of video games. And there's nothing more to say. It's a genre. Sims are games. I don't care. Like, all right, bus simulator or whatever. Like, even walking simulators, they're games. Okay. It's like, may not be your type of games, but it's still a game. So it's just crazy how they love to pick and choose what games count. And if it's anything good Xbox comes with, it doesn't count for one reason or another. And I'm sick of seeing that stuff. And on Twitter, like I knew, if I was telling you, I couldn't let this crap go, man, because anyone I told that to never responded to me. There was like this whole one chat. They were just like all agreeing with it. It was one of those echo chambers, right? They're like, oh yeah, you're right. It's not a game. It's a sim. And I jump in there and I'm like, and I say my genre spiel and no one responds. Come on, people, man.
So Gran Turismo is classified as the driving simulator, so that's not a game, no?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You could throw it right back in their face 1,000 different ways, and they're just gonna hang tight. It's not a game because they're fucking little children, man. They're little fucking children on the ground crying because Xbox has a good game or something really fucking. And let me start talking about this fucking game now. I can't believe how impressed I was with it because, like I said, I played it on my PC a while back, and it was like the controls. I was like, what the fuck? But you know what? I downloaded it on my Xbox. You put a fucking controller in my hands, and you know what? I'm at home. And like within, I don't know what it was, 30 minutes to an hour, something like that, I passed it. I beat the training. I did all the training, completed my first flight. After you do all the training, you get grades on it, right? They grade you from takeoffs to landings, this and that, everything. And and I did my first flight, and I was like actually fucking hyped to like actually take off and land perfectly. It was fucking really cool. So then and the training, you're like on this plane with like a prop on it, right? And then after you pass that, when you like set up your first flight, you start out with this different fucking plane. So I'm like, what the fuck plane is this? Like all the fucking knobs and the control panels completely different. I'm looking around like, what the fuck do I do? So it was like a little culture shock or whatever. But I caught on right away because I don't know. I think the training prop plane like handles a little quite worse. And like this one's a little bit more forgiving. But man, I flew out of Midway Airport, which is in Chicago because I live in the Chicagoland area. And I flew to Michigan City where I saw Blue Chip. You could see the Blue Chip Casino from ways away. And then I was flying around, and me and my wife actually found our house in the town. Like, it was so fucking cool, man. I couldn't. And and I was flying very low. Like, you could tell it uses Google Maps. Like, if you're flying very low, like, 200 to 300 feet above the ground or whatever, because you can see when you're that fucking close, like, you can see some of the signs.
Did you see what fastback?
That's what I'm laughing at. Yeah.
What do you say?
These are the same people who can't play Stimulator with a real female. Oh shit!
You're highlighting a whole bunch of those things. I got now, but you could tell they use Google Maps when you fly really low because it's like sometimes it's pixelated and stuff.
Right.
But I can't wait to get into like one of those areas that because they already have like updates like for area updates that I think they just make the area look fantastically real to life. So I think that's going to be one of my next flights to go. What do you guys think?
Oh, dude, I've played it for about an hour and a half. Oh my god, sorry, I can't. I'm just reading look at the profile picture too, eh?
I played it, flew that Florida swamp where Crapper stays, kept that same injury when it crop dusted all over his God damn.
Oh man. Yeah, whoever you are, dude. You're making a splash already. I
hope you're a new listener. Let us know, Phil Spencer, Crapped on Crap Gamer. Let us know if you're new.
Oh, I love it.
Shit.
And then, of course, he just responded with fiddly diddly. So I don't know who the hell this guy is. But obviously, he listens to the show.
Yeah.
Anyways, Flight Simulator. I played about an hour and a bit, and I didn't do any of the training stuff. I'm like, fuck this. I just want to go up and see what happens. So it was kind of cool because you could pick exactly what airport and whatever else. You could be like, all right, I'm going to start at Toronto International, Pearson International Airport or something like that, and then and that thing, or maybe like Toronto Island Airport. It's just a small airport, and you start like over there, and then like I could fly over to where I live, which is about 40 minutes away, kind of thing, and this and that, and I'm like, it's just fucking remarkable. And yes, of course, I had to do it. Like I flew by the city, and of course, there was the whole city skyline and everything else, and the CN Tower and the the Rogers Center and all that stuff. So I took the big picture there and whatever, and then I flew over my house, and then I crashed on the street right next to it. And the reason why is because I'm trying to slow down because I'm like, my wife is standing right next to me. She's like, slow down. She's like, slow down. We're right. That's it. That's the house. And I'm like, I'm trying. And I'm trying to get like a screenshot at the same time. Right. And as I'm doing that, I just fucking nosedived right into my neighbor's house. So, that was pretty much it. But it's pretty fucking cool, man. I mean, it's pretty amazing. What else is really good is there's a section of it called Vistas, I believe, something like that, Vistas, and you could just like go to an area, like it'll just be like New York, and you immediately start in the skies right over Manhattan. You know what I mean? And then what you could do is you could just like you don't have to worry too much about the controls and stuff. You just kind of like fly over the city, and you look at it, and it has like cool music playing in the background and shit. So you could just take in all the sites, or like they had like Bora Bora, they had like parts of Italy in there, they had Paris in there, and London was in there, and it's pretty wild, man. Like even just to check out like the sites and of the world, right? So it's pretty wild, man. But as a game, to get into that situation, yes, you guys both kind of said something about it. Like you look at like Gran Turismo is a driving simulator. Forza Motorsport is a driving simulator, a racing simulator. The Sims is a simulator. Do I have to keep going? AC Valhalla is a Viking simulator. I don't know. Just keep going from there. The fuck? GTA 5 is a gangster simulator. These are all fucking simulators in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not actually playing real life. You are simulating. You are simulating an experience. So therefore, all video games are a fucking simulator. All of them. And let me tell you something else. Anybody else who's been grasping at straws since last fucking year, when the Series X, the Series X and the Series S, started making their big moves and everything else, and the Bethesda thing, and crying about this and crying about that and fighting about this, and Xbox sucks and all this other stuff. Let me tell you guys something. Be prepared for a very long and salty generation. Because it's only going to keep getting better. And what do I see on Twitter right now? First of all, I block nobody on Twitter. I got PlayStation people on there, Nintendo people on there. I got Xbox people on there. I even have the fucking nasty ones from PlayStation side are on my feed. I don't give a shit. They're all on there. I got them all on there because I want to see. Know thy enemy, so to speak. And not because of it's PlayStation. Is because they're toxic people, right? And I just don't like toxic people. But I keep them on there because I want to see what they're talking about.
Speaking of toxic people, we got some shit going down in the chat. So mods, do your work. Make sure you kick these guys out of here and report them at every chance. There is no room for racist shit and fucking vulgarity. So I'm giving you a warning right now. If you're listening and you think you're going to come in here and pull that shit, you're out of here. There you go. Another one coming in here. I don't know what's going on here tonight, but we got some real fucking douche hats coming in here. So, yeah, these guys need to get out of here. Thank you. Somebody already got them. Keeper Grant, good job.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't watching the chat.
We got some.
Yeah, I see him in there.
Up in here. So just trying to ruin the flow of the show. Anyway, you're not welcome. So there you go. Doggy Dog, Caper Grant, all the rods. You guys are on it. Keep it going, boys. Good job.
Report them too, eh?
And report them too. Yeah. Get those IPs out of here. There's no fucking call for that crap.
There's another one.
There's another. Whoa, they're already creating 50 fucking accounts in here.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we got to get rid of these guys.
Yeah, have them all reported.
Like you were saying though, man, like the salt is so real. Like,
yeah.
What do you call it? What do you call it when they take ocean water and make it into drinkable water? Distillation.
Yeah,
it's like they're the bile that that after the distillation, the insanely it's what is it called? It's like just like basically extremely salty water that gets like pushed out. It's just like the remnants of it, and that's the way I feel like they're at already. And this is just getting started. It really is. Like,
it is, and that's.
They're gonna end up like this clown in the chat right now. Like
I don't know if it's the same guy, but they keep showing back up.
Yeah, there's been about 5 or 6 already that we basically.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 different people. I don't know who these guys are, but here's another one showed up. Holy shit! It's like we're getting spammed to death over here.
The fucking I've never seen this before. But,
I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it's just somebody that's. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're listening to this podcast, buddy, you need to get a fucking life or go get a shrink, okay? Because there's something seriously fucking wrong with you, dude, okay? Like, seriously. Like, you're coming into a chat with that kind of bullshit, and you know it's not fucking cool, right? You don't have to be stupid to know it's not cool. And, man, so, like, go somewhere else with your crap, dude. Like, seriously.
Can one person actually have that many fucking tags that quickly?
It's funny, because, like, on Twitter... Like, you say, I was saying earlier, it was like a Hydra. You chop one head off and, 2 more.
Yeah, but dude, there's
back.
now we're up to 8.
Well, it's like
in a matter of 2 minutes.
It kind of reminds me of the same thing on Twitter, Like all these people on Twitter, like how many accounts do they have? Like I've heard stories of one guy having over 100 different Twitter accounts.
Oh, okay. Look, and here comes another one. Here's a 9. Apparently, Crispy Rambo saying they were in dealers chat tonight too, doing the same thing. Hey, dude, whoever you are, go fuck yourself and go away, because you know what? They are going to find you. They will find your IP.
Either way, keep keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing, and then we'll try and keep the show rolling.
Either way,
either way,
it's going to be a salty ass fucking generation if you don't smarten up. And the thing is, if you're that insensitive, like clearly like this douche canoe in the chat, if you're that worried about like what Xbox is doing, maybe you should reevaluate your life and your situation, because like, the thing is, if Xbox is doing well, that only bodes well for PlayStation. You know what I mean? So if you look at something like that now, as I was saying before, Fuckface got in there, is that I was saying on my Twitter feed, all I've been seeing for a month, maybe a month and a half now, is nothing but Xbox. And this is from like, and I've got nobody banned. And I'm looking at like some of these guys, like there's nothing to talk about on PlayStation. There was, Ratchet and Clank, and I said this I was talking about this with a couple other people, and it's not throwing any shade. I actually asked a legitimate question. I go, guys, 48 hours after Ratchet and Clank came out, did anybody see anything about it? No, because they fucking finished it in like the first day. Because I know guys who got the platinum in 16 hours. Platinum, which means they had to play through twice. I know some people who finished the game in 8. Right? And no, but that's it. That was the last news report I've heard. And then, of course, they had that little showcase, whatever, that was that sort of half-assed thrown together little show they put on, which didn't do too well. Nobody talked about that. Everybody talked about that for like half an hour after the show, and then it disappeared again. So, yes. So what's happening right now is that like Xbox is dominating the mind share, and they're dominating the whole social media space. And look what's happening. Look at all these games that they're piling out, one after another after another. Flight Simulator is being the latest, and in 2 days, The Ascent, right? And then on and on and on and on. Look at August. Holy shit!
Yep.
August, another 3 big titles, and then then they're gonna dump on us from September to December. So, anyways, Flight Simulator. Long story longer. A great little game. It is a game, and it is fun. But like, I can't see myself like playing 100 hours of that. I'm not that interested.
Oh, there was also, I'm glad you said that, because there was also this one of the clowns on the other side. They're like, because one of the achievements is to have 1,000 hours of in-flight time. And like literally on the same post, someone else asked him, have you played 1,000 hours of any of your games? He's like, no. He's straight. I'm surprised he actually answered. He said, no, but I don't play multiplayer.
Well, there are people who live for this shit. Like, they have like cockpits in their fucking living room. You know what I mean? With the fucking like the actual like plane, whatever you call it, steering wheel, the throttle and shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Hey, you know what though? If that's what you're into, that's fucking great. You know what I mean? Like whatever makes you happy at the end of the day, right? And that goes for everything. I don't want to get preachy, but like you love Nintendo, fucking play it, man. You love PlayStation, fucking play it and have a blast with it. You love Xbox, whatever. You love Flight Simulator, play 1,000 hours. Because there's some people who don't play, whatever, Call of Duty or Halo. They'll play Flight Simulator literally 365 days a year. Because
I'll tell you what, though, there is something unrealistically cool about flying like X amount of 100 like feet above the air and being able to see cities and things.
Yeah, no, it's wild, man. Like imagine what they do, like an actual pilot. It's fucking wild. I mean, mind you, it's not the same though, because the thing is, I did the cockpit mode. And the cockpit mode is boring as fuck. Like, you're just sitting there like, all right. Yeah, you're just like looking around. And of course, I started fucking with it. I was in the cockpit mode, and my wife's sitting there watching me, and I started with the bullshit, right? And I'm like, this is your Captain Max speaking.
I
said, flying at 500,000 feet.
Where's my stewardess?
Stewardess, can you put some whiskey in my coffee, please?
So if you guys haven't seen, I also tweeted out a very important question for everybody. Now I said,
oh, that was great. Yeah.
I said, serious question. If I or anyone have sex while playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, does that get me or anyone into the Mile High Club? Right now, we got a 55% yes, a 10% no, and 35% of the people want me to shut the fuck up out there. But either way, yes.
I put yes.
I mean, this is like cool foreplay coming up right here for me in the future. So I'm enjoying it.
Your wife asks what you doing, you say, I'm going up, baby. I'm going up.
Yeah.
Just before I let you get back to it, Meg, let me just catch up with the super chats here real quick before I lose them here. DJ Berto Das came in earlier with $2 in the super chat, says, not below them, Titan. Xbox can never go that low. All right, and scrolling down, we got another couple coming in here. This one from our good friend Royal Boyle. He dropped $5. My Gad family, happy to be listening tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Need Mag, Titan, Noof, Yes, the fist pumps, the love, and shout out and big love to Royal Boyle, whose dad is in the hospital going through a real serious time right now. So our thoughts are with you, Royal. We're thinking about you, bro. And the fact you can even take a couple minutes out of your day to come here and be with us, like I said, when you're going through so much personal crap, means the world. So wish your dad on behalf of GAD and everybody in the chat. Send our well wishes, man. We wish nothing but love and hope that he pulls through. So just tell him to keep fighting, bro.
And the doctor in the chat, I don't know why you would go against this. I don't know why you would vote no, buddy. I mean, this can potentially get you some butt play. Okay. I mean, think about, the ramifications of your answer here. You got to think about your answer.
And our good friend Kruma drops $2 and comes in with a super chat saying respect to you guys and the mods in the chat. Absolutely. The mods doing a hell of a job here right now. They're on top of things, fire. Baby. They're on top of it. So good job, guys. Hopefully we're back on track here. So much respect. All right. Sorry, Mag, continue on.
No. I was just going to ask a quick question. I was going to say, like, because it's in real time, correct? Yes, like when you're flying and stuff.
Yeah, well, you so like the weather and everything, supposedly. Yeah,
it's crazy. So, like, the thing is, though, like, what I want to ask you guys a question. Like, I'm just gonna do this casually. I'm just gonna fart around, like, try, check out a couple of locations. I'll almost use it as like a showpiece. Like, if someone comes over, you know what I mean? I'll be like, hey guys, you want to see something fucking cool? Check this out. And you know what I mean? Like, I'll just have it on the on the big screen or whatever. That'd be pretty wild. But the thing is, can you picture yourself flying from like New York to London in 7 fucking hours? Like, and like 5.5 of those hours are over the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Like, wouldn't you like?
I know.
Like, it seems kind of weird. Well, maybe you could fuck during that time. I mean, what are you gonna do for 7 hours?
Man, I'm good. I'm good enough that I could smash and fly at the same time with a controller in my fucking hand, man.
What do you got it on her back?
Say that again.
What do you have, the controller on her back?
No, I had to have it on my chest or something.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Absolutely, man.
I said
actually,
before,
if you do a doggy style, you could play It Takes Two, both of you at the same time. Because you're both facing the screen. It's perfect.
Like, I haven't played the game. I'm jealous and envious you guys have already had a chance to get some flight time in on this thing. Like I said, I'll just answer my question. I personally think, yes, it is a game. Sure, it's the perfect example of a game that isn't for everybody. It's going to apply, and it's going to be you're either going to love playing flight sim, or you're probably just going to get bored. I don't think anybody will hate it, but I think, yes, I can definitely see how people would fly a little bit. Maybe that's all I want to do, and then they're done. But it serves a purpose. I mean, it's not only one of the first real good showcases we've had for, say, the Xbox Series X and the S, but considering the kind of PC power you need to run this game, it's impressive. It runs relatively well at all on a console-based format. But the second thing is, it's a nice game, period. Like somebody said, I think on Twitter, they said, like, they showed it to their parents and it blew their mind. They were like, wow. Like, the thing is, like, how many of us have always wanted to fly to places in the world and just can't afford it? And then now literally you can take the controls in your own hands, fly to some of these exotic places in the world, get to see things, get to try out some planes, actually get a little bit of a handle on what it would be like to be a pilot. Because how many people in the world, of the percentage of humans on this planet, actually ever fly a fucking plane? Very few of us ever will. Fly a plane, even in our best lifetime. You know what I mean? So this is as close as you can get. And like, what is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. Like, this, it's so well done. It's so well put together. The technology that's going behind this game. Yeah, I get it. Some of the things don't render so well, or there might be some textures and stuff. But when we're not talking about a little built city that was made by a game, like one little city, like say, like Spider-Man did New York really well, right? But it's New York. It's just one city. That's a massive city in itself. But we're talking about cities across the world, obscure little airports that nobody ever knew existed. Even Titan said before the show, he landed at a little, what do you call it? A little
municipal airport.
There's one 5 minutes from my house. And I actually put that as one of the locations. And that's how I found my house.
Yeah, I
Right?
didn't know
'Cause I
you
live
could
5
do
minutes
that
away.
until like I looked at the map and you can zoom way in because it shows you like the major airports, but if you zoom way in on the map, you'll get those the littler
Yeah, they
fucking
show up as like little points, kind of like GPS points, right? They show up
Yeah.
in the sky or whatever, and
Yep.
I saw it and I was like, "Holy shit!" So yeah, so I did
Yeah,
that.
I
As a
wasn't even
starting point.
expecting that to be there. But like this game, like just surprised. And you know what? The people that say like it'll be boring, but you know what? It would be boring if it wasn't so amazingly realistic to life. Like it is the world. Like Noof is saying, like you would never go. You can go to some place you would never even know existed with this thing, and it would be just like it's so realistic. It's crazy. Keep going, Noof. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I love the points, guys. Like I said, it's just one of those discussions. I mean, obviously, look, I don't think realistically, deep down inside, if you don't own an Xbox and you're looking at this game, I'm pretty sure you're at least there's part of you inside that goes, man, I'd like to own an Xbox for that game. Like just so I could fly somewhere, even if it's 20 minutes, that's all you ever play this game. It's one of those titles. And of course, with Game Pass, there's no way you can lose. You know, you can play this game as much as you want for your subscription pass a month, or you can play it as little as you want and move on. That's the other thing. If you're going to go out and spend, $90 Canadian on this game and you're not happy with it, then that's a you problem. Like, you know what you're getting into. But if it's on Game Pass, and that's how majority of people are probably going to play it, and of course, there's going to be an argument about it too. But the only way people will play Flight Sim because it's on Game Pass, like bullshit. Because if it wasn't on Game Pass, I could see a lot of people buying this. The only difference is, I could probably see a lot of people trading it in after a month because they're like, yeah, it was cool, it was a great showcase, but it's kind of boring. Again, it's a game. Nobody said it had to be the most exciting game in the world. Fuck, you look at Death Stranding. People raved about that, and I can honestly tell you, from owning fucking Death Stranding, I like the game. Is it the most exciting fucking game I've ever played? Far from it. There is a lot of, hey, walking over there, walking over here, trying to balance this bag on my back, walking over here, avoiding some fucking gooey shit chasing me. Like, like that fucking game is fucking boring. You know what I mean? Like for a lot of people, but some people love it. They think it's game of the year. See, that's cool. That's all about opinions. Flight Sim, there's nothing out there like. When was the last time anybody can recall playing something like this on a console? When? Tell me when.
This is
not like
groundbreaking. You can't even you can't even say that because this is groundbreaking. No other game has used like Google Maps in transition with your console. They like work together to create this masterpiece of a game. It really is. Like,
Do you know that they're utilizing a petabyte of information to run this game?
Wow.
A petabyte. That is fucking ridiculous.
Not a gigabyte, not a terabyte, a petabyte.
Yeah, a petabyte.
Jesus. At least you didn't say pedophile. That's the main thing.
And you know what? If you were sly, let's say you're a guy and you're dating a girl, or maybe if you're married and you just don't have a lot of money, and your wife or girlfriend wants to go somewhere fantastic for, like, say, an anniversary, load up the Flight Sim. Let's go there, babe.
Honestly, after playing fucking, what do you call it, Animal Crossing, if you can fucking call that a game, then Flight Sim's a game. Because, my God, all you did in that fucking thing is suck cutesy little tootsie fucking animals, chop down trees, and sell it to fucking Tom Nook, and he ripped you off every time. That's all you fucking did in that game, and that's one of the most popular games on the fucking planet. Walk over here, cut a stump, dig a tree, walk over here, sell the Tom
Plant
Nook.
a carrot. Go
again.
fuck yourself. You and your stupid talking dogs.
Yeah, and you do that for how long? And of course, I got to get Mag to do it. Mag, you got to do the voices, man, because I can't talk.
I'm like, hey, Nintendo, it's 2021. You think you might want to add some voices?
Oh, fuck. I want to get a video one of these days, and I want fucking Mag to narrate the whole fucking thing. And
dude, I would fucking pass out after like 5 minutes of doing that shit.
Mag, just jump in my corner and you'll win with that. Doing that, man. Just responding with that.
Hey, DJ Berto Das is in. Jeez, am I missing some fucking super chats here or something? DJ Berto Das comes. Yeah, he came back in and says, Mag, all you got to do is put the flight on cruise control and take care of business while over the Atlantic Ocean.
Exactly. But I'm not fucking for 7 hours, okay? Just let's take it easy, okay?
Yeah, he's not Superman. He is Tony Baloney, but yeah. Papa Woody, he drops $20 super chat. I think it's a massive this game coming so early in the console's life. Fiddly diddly.
Yep.
Yes. Fiddly
Noof's done before he gets off the runway.
Yeah, pretty much. Cletus is for sure.
You got another one coming in.
Cletus doesn't even leave the fucking terminal. That guy. That's it. As soon as that fucking door opens, hey, Fiddly Diddly, I'm done. The doctor, he drops $5 in the super chat. Yo, Cletus, any chance I can pound your wife or sister? Fiddly Diddly. You talking about the pink pig or the black pig? Oh shit, guys, you guys are on fire tonight. This fucking chat's been just between the mods and the chat, you guys are really fucking killing it over here.
Dude, if I was a mod, like I was watching like the mods, like, you know, block, timeout, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, if I was a mod of this chat, I would have missed like 25 of those messages. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? What the fuck? Who's this guy now? Like they were on top of that shit like it was an ambush, like they were waiting for it.
Yeah, Predator's like Predator comes in the chat like, sign me the fuck up, Noof. And then the next thing you know, boop, they're gone. You're out of here. Oh fuck. Cable Grant's coming in with $5. Jesus, the super chats are coming fast tonight. Holy crap. Can't wait for the ascent. If anyone is looking for a co-op partner this weekend, hit me up. Great show, guys. I would love to have a co-op partner. Here's my problem with co-op games lately. I always seem to start with a couple of people, then all of a sudden life gets in the way and they fucking end up with somebody else. It's like going to a fucking poorly run whorehouse. You know, you can never find the people that you like. You know what I mean? They're in one day, they're out the next day. It's like, where's that girl that was hot the other night? You know, that we went 3 rounds in. No, she gone now. She left already. She's on the maternity leave. What the fuck? Holy shit. And then Eternal Shaddai comes in with $2. Was this supposedly the tech for Crackdown 3?
It
Probably
was.
not. Was it?
No, it was. It's not exactly the same, but
right.
It was this. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. There's a name for it. It's a dev tool name.
Yeah.
Anyway, they utilize the assets because
Right.
it's essentially running off the cloud, right? Because it's the only way they can run a petabyte of information.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're using the Azure servers and whatever else, but I can't remember the exact name because I'm not a tech guy. I mean, I'm a tech guy. I love tech, but I'm not like, I don't know all the nuances and all the names of crazy shit and whatever. Like when someone describes to me, they're like fucking PC and I'm like, I like literally go cross-eyed. They're like, yeah, man, I got like 16 thread, fucking 3090, fucking this, that, whatever, with the 18 gigs of fucking this, that, the other thing, and like, you know, the Tech 974328. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You sound like Otto off The Simpsons, man.
Hey.
Come on,
dude, get inside. We're going for beers.
Yeah, Jesse Darby, good question. Can he crash a plane? No, you can't. Like it doesn't.
Can, but it doesn't explode.
It doesn't even show the animation of it, and I would imagine that's probably because of like 9/11 things, and people would recreate that or something. It's actually the reason why that's not in the game is because of the stupidity of people, basically.
But Mag did say he will explode long before the 7 hours.
Your plane still crashes, like it hits the ground. And it like flips, like I did that a couple times tonight. It hits the ground. Like I nosedived, like I was saying, I nosedived right in my neighbor's front lawn, basically. And the thing just hits the ground. It doesn't explode or anything. It just hits the ground and it just flipped over. Like wheels up. That was basically, that's all that happens. Mm-hmm. As for buildings, I have no idea. I never even tried that. I'm not, you know, I wasn't looking to recreate anything ridiculous. I've just
been in the cockpit view, and every time I've crashed, it's just come up, black screen like you've crashed. Or whatever.
Oh no! When you like, you know, when you press the select button on the left side there, or the controller, when you get the outside view, it actually like hits the ground and flops over. At least when I hit the ground, I didn't hit anything else.
I haven't even done that yet. I was like looking for my house, like in the cockpit. I'm like driving like sideways, you know, taking bank turns, like trying to find my house. Like I didn't even know how to use. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah. I've done it a few times. Like it just literally just kind of like hits the ground. It's like a silly little animation. It just kind of flips over. And it was only because I stalled the plane. I wasn't trying to crash the plane. I was like, I was coming in low because I was trying to like, you know, see the streets around my neighborhood and shit. Yeah. And I just, and then you hear the guy's voice. The guy's voice comes on. He's like, stall. And I'm like, fuck. And then it's like, bang, right into the ground, right? Yeah. So that's it. But yeah, there's no crash animation or anything like that.
I can't believe we've been talking basically an hour about Flight Sim.
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
crazy.
Crazy stuff. Yeah,
about a non-game, eh?
Yeah, about a non-game. Yeah, and I get it. You know, people, well, you guys are really excited for Flight Sim. Well, we're always excited for any new game. You know what I mean? But the fact that, you know, sure, I mean, it's nice that there's an actual Xbox title out there that's, you know, getting critical acclaim, which I think is great, because for a long time it seemed like everything that came out just would not hit. And this is the one game that, you know, none of us were like, oh, like you kind of really didn't care either way. It's like if you give it an 8 or a 7 or a 9, whatever, you know what I mean? It's like one of those few that didn't have the pressure behind it to be anything other than what it was. But it's coming out, and obviously it's getting high reviews, which shows how well crafted this is, and also done by Team Asobo. So kudos to Team Asobo. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I mean, in general, like I said, we haven't had a ton of games, at least first party stuff to play. This is first party. Like I said, it's a nice showcase piece. It's a kind of game that you could put on in your house, probably run that, and your friends or your family come downstairs, see that on the big screen, and they're probably like blown away. You know what I mean? It's kind of like there's very few games like sometimes when you show off Forza or some of the sports games like MLB The Show, and people think, "Wow, is that a real baseball game?" You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those games where it almost transcends the difference between reality and virtual reality kind of thing. You know what I mean? And sure, like I said, it's got its perks here and there. Like I said, some of the textures when you're low level flying, if you're trying to see everything, but that's understandable. There is a lot of stuff, a lot of computing things that goes along to render an entire city. Okay, not little small cities, but massive cities, and from all places in the world. Like the kind of color textures, the whole, like, I can't even imagine. But you know, it's cool that it exists. I'm glad people are playing it and enjoying it. It's great that it's critically acclaimed. It's a nice little showcase piece. And again, it speaks, as Phil Spencer even says, the Xbox portfolio and diversity of that portfolio are second to none.
That's right.
Yeah,
you cannot put it another way.
Right?
Yeah, that's go ahead. Thing with this, you know, it's so diverse, and that's he's been preaching that for years, but we never really saw it come to fruition. It's starting to come to fruition now, truly coming now, right? So we're seeing it now. It's like, it's pretty remarkable, man. It's just like they cover every base, and the other bases that they haven't covered, they're coming. They're just not here yet. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like, you know, they're coming in the next few years. Every single genre is going to be covered. Your RPGs, your first-person shooters, your third-person action adventure, your story-driven narratives, Sony PlayStation style experiences. They're all coming. You know, just a matter of when.
And my last thing. I'm just gonna say, I can tell you guys this: if I still wasn't on Game Pass, if I was still holding strong, I would have bought this game, you know. And if I didn't buy it on day one, I can tell you when I would buy it: when that Top Gun expansion comes out.
Shit, yeah, because that's coming out September.
They already have some aircraft for sale. That's some type of fighter jet.
Yes, that's right. I think it's an F-16, if I'm correct.
I don't remember which one it was, but my last thing on the flight sim. Oh, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, like previous flight sim games, like, you know, like people that say this, and this goes out to the people that say, you know, that it gets boring. Well, like, I think the thing that takes this flight sim out of the stratosphere, if you will, from the other ones is like, this is, it shows the actual Earth, man. I don't see how you can get like bored, like looking at all these fantastic, you know, actual places. Like if you've seen any of the clips for Flight Sim, like flying over, like the Earth is like, it's got these just fantastic vistas and all these incredible places. Like I can't wait to fly over like a volcano or something, you know?
Yeah. Was the Earth flat, by the way? Did you happen to notice?
Yeah. You know, Titan, you being a teacher, you know what? This would actually be even a really cool game to bring into schools, because you could literally do some geography stuff. With
exactly.
This, like,
yeah.
You're right.
And ask your kids, like, what is this place? Do you know what this is? And fly to places and have, you know, and get their interaction, because I guarantee you they'll absorb more about the world through this game than they would by just looking at it in a textbook.
Yeah, exactly. Teaching isn't all about asking questions. It's about, you know, experience as well. And you're absolutely right, man. I've actually said that to my wife before. It's crazy that you said that. I was like, if I was a geography teacher, this would be in my classroom. Like today we're going, you know, we're learning about China or something today. We're fucking taking a flight to China. And like, that would be one of my stations. I'd have a station with Flight Simulator on it. And, you know, we basically do the rotations or whatever. But yeah. Absolutely, dude.
Nice. Any further thoughts before we move the needle and get Arnold in here? Because we're halfway through the night. My God, this show is flying.
It is.
That's really funny though. I don't know if the guys are telling everybody in the chat, but before we started the show, I had some computer difficulties and I didn't even realize it because we're sitting there chatting like we normally do. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, guys, we're really early tonight because, you know, normally Mag and Titan usually stroll in. It's probably like 10 minutes before the show, sometimes even later before they jump in, right? And I'm just like, oh, it's like, well, I think it was like 7:38 my time, so about 20 minutes. I'm looking at the guys going, man, you guys it's really early. We got 20 minutes here. That's kind of rare for us. And Mag is like, no, dude, like we're pretty much ready to roll here. It's like after 10
You're
o'clock.
actually late.
Yeah, my computer was like froze up. Like even the clock was froze. I've never seen that before. Like everything froze. Then I tried to minimize something and everything was gone. I couldn't even find the browser or my links or nothing. So let me just put this out for you, Acer, who happens to be the manufacturer's laptop. You guys just put the ass in Acer, okay? So yeah, no, it's an Acer Aspire. You put the ass in Aspire. There you go. Fucked up my own joke, but there you go. Man, oh man, I'm never buying another Acer ever again. These things are absolute fucking shit. They load them up with so much crap half the time anyway. And this should be a damn good laptop I got here, at least a half sensible one. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I've had nothing but trouble with this thing since I bought it. I've reformatted it. I've done this. I've removed some of the bullshit software that they put in here. And this thing still gives me grief all the time. It's so random too. Like 1 minute is working perfect. Next minute is just like booted up and it doesn't want to go. But anyway, getting off a topic here. let's bring in Rambo or sorry, Rambo.
Oh, you're gonna bring in Rambo, are you?
Rambo.
I already got the first question.
Let me get Rambo in here. All right.
Yo, could drop me. Sorry, don't do a very good.
Please, can we do an Ask Rambo section?
Ask Rambo. Yo, Rambo, when did you become a drunk? By the fucking the booth. Could have dropped me. Ah, shit. Anyway, let's bring in Arnold.
He had no legs. He's got no legs.
I was watching that the other day, actually.
Fucking classic.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so Arnold's in the house, guys. Anybody got any questions over here for man?
Okay, I'm going to ask the first question tonight before the chatter Titan drops in here. Arnold, what do you think about Noof Nukem asking Rambo to come on instead of you?
Well, I don't know what the hell the excuse was for Rambo. I'm not a big fan of him, but I don't know what that was. It was like having Stallone where he had just some kind of lobotomy and was drunk at the same time. Like, I don't know what the kind of crap is that, but I hope he keeps that shit out of here because we don't need to stink up the show. Noof Nukem seems bad enough as it is. I can smell his gaming chair from where I'm sitting, and it smells like toxic fart. Noof Nukem, stop shitting in your chair.
Right. You got anything, chat? Go ahead, start asking questions.
Arnold, can you say fiddly diddly? Nobody can say fiddly diddly like Cletus, and then I just said the fiddly diddly. That's what I want to say when I get to my woman and her legs are open, and when they get there and be like, come on, we're going to make love. Fiddly diddly 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 fiddly diddly.
That might be the question of the year so far.
Kylo. Hey, Arnold, if you were playing Flight Sim, where was the first place you would go to? Where was the first place you would want to go to?
I want to get the hell out of California, and I wanted to go somewhere that's interesting. I want to go somewhere where there's lots of brothels and there's plenty of whores. That's what I want to do. And I want to go somewhere where nobody knows me, which is very few places in the world, but I'm pretty sure I could always ask Cletus where to go because that guy knows places where nobody knows anybody. As a matter of fact, I even think he knows where Bigfoot hangs out.
Arnold wants to fly to King's Landing from Game of Thrones.
Oh my God, I would love to get with that. What's her name? Khaleesi. Oh my God, she's amazing. She actually was starred with me back in Terminator. I wanted to bang the lips off of her so bad, but of course it's not professional, so I had to keep it all hush hush to myself. So don't you guys start any rumors out there. I don't want to have to come out there and have to break it down, but I want to tell you, Emilia Clarke, you're amazing, you're hot, and I want to bang the crap out of you.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Got one from Toolman. Arnold, are you one of the Kardashians?
No, those guys are absolute puke. I will not give them the time of day. They are Cardassians is what they are.
Oh, awesome one from Princess Zelda. Arnie, I'm thinking about taking steroids to bulk up and help me defeat Ganon. Are there any negative side effects that I should be made aware of?
Get the injectable steroids and pump them right into your pussy. You're gonna have the biggest ever. And you could use it as a shield. And the only better thing is, at least unlike Breath of the Wild, that shield won't break after 2 or 3 bangs.
I was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting. I'm done. I'm lost. I actually lost the chat from that. Injected directly into
How
your
the fuck
pussy.
did you come up with that on the top of your head, man? They use it as a shield. Oh no! Infinite thanks, buddy. Hey Arnie, what kind of people play Smite?
Oh my god.
People like Titan Drago that do not know quality if it hit them upside of the head. But whatever gets his fancy, whatever gets him going, if if that's the game he wants to jizz to 300 times a day, let him play all the Smite till he gets it right. I can't fault him for it. That's what makes him happy. Lots of crappy things make me happy, so it's cool on him.
Oh man.
Any further things? Do we add any more, or let's get rolling here?
Last question, Arnold. Does busting make you feel good?
Busting what? Busting nuts, busting heads, busting pussy, busting the maid, busting the donkey. What are you talking about busting? I mean, it could be ghost busting. I don't know. Speaking of, that's going to be one of the topics later. I think they're going to talk about the new Ghostbuster movie. It looks fantastic, at least in my opinion. So,
Yes.
Really? A new Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Titan! What fucking planet are you on?
Get off of Smite, Jesus.
I only fucking saw 2 topics in the chat.
Did I not put that in there? I'm pretty sure I did.
No, I don't think it showed up there, dude.
No?
No, but doesn't matter.
Your fucking computer sucks. Your cell phone sucks.
No. Hold on. You're diverting the situation, Titan. The fact that you didn't know there was a fucking Ghostbusters movie coming. They fucking announced it like 4 years ago, and they delayed it because of COVID. They've already had 2 trailers.
Hey, I've become a master at diverting. Okay, I read fucking
masturbator.
ponies I read fucking ponies on Twitter all day long. I'm a master.
Yeah, like I said, masturbator. You're concentrating on your pecker instead of seeing the trailers for great movies coming. Fuck, we're talking about it now. We're gonna get into it or what?
Yeah, well, yeah, we might as well talk about that since we're here, since we segued in. Yes, there's a new Ghostbusters movie coming for those who don't know. The backstory basically is obviously the Ghostbusters out of the 80s. Now we're in the current day times. These apparently, there's the kids, the grandkids of Egon Spengler. We all will know, of course, the actor who played the legendary Egon Spengler passed away a few years ago, which is too bad. What was it? Was it Ivan? No, not Ivan. Harold Ramis. Yes. And if you guys missed one of the Easter eggs, if you watch the Ghostbuster one, the one with the girl Ghostbusters, if in the where she's talking early in the film, where she goes in and sits down with the director of the school or whatever, there's off to the side, there's actually a gold bust of Egon Spengler in there, which was kind of cool. Most people probably missed it, but it was there. It's like a homage to obviously Harold Ramis in there. So technically all the Ghostbusters did make an appearance in that movie. And of course it's Ivan Reitman's son who's directing it. And Ivan Reitman himself, I think, is producing. So you've got some of the original people behind the original movies. And of course the Ecto one is in there, the car. I'm not spoiling it here because you've seen it in the trailers. They uncover the car in this old barn or whatever, and of course the ghosts come out and get loose again, sort of shit. But it's pretty cool. A lot of the original cast are coming back to make an appearance in this movie. I know for a fact it's we got Annie Potts who plays Janine. She's in the movie. I think apparently that's Egon's and her kids, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they're not sure. They haven't really revealed that yet.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, but I think it is, because I think her and Egon hooked up or something, apparently.
Yeah, see, the thing is that's kind of weird, though. The history's a little strange, because if you actually watch Ghostbusters 2, she ended up hooking up with Rick Moranis. And they were together. So maybe what ended up happening is that maybe they broke up at some point, and then she went back to Egon. Because remember, in the first movie, she was obviously attracted to him, right? And well, they were attracted to each other. And then in this trailer, the latest trailer that came out, she actually says he wasn't much of a housekeeper or something like that or whatever. So obviously she was taking care of him in the later parts of his, his life.
Right.
So yeah, anyway, sorry, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I know at the end of this trailer, you hear Ray Stantz picking up the phone saying they call the Ghostbusters and he says, sorry, we're closed. So he's in the occult store. Yeah, and I think as far as I know, Bill Murray comes back to make an appearance. I'm not 100% sure if Ernie Hudson's going to reply Winston, but I hope he does.
He is.
It was kind of funny because he was in he made an appearance in the female Ghostbuster movie. He played what's her name's uncle. And he was driving.
Yeah, and so did Bill Murray. He played but they're playing their characters. No, they're all back except for Rick Moranis is the only one who did not return. Ernie Hudson
comes back, doesn't she?
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver's in this movie. Ernie Hudson's in it. Bill Murray's in it. Dan Aykroyd's in it. A couple of interesting Easter eggs for anybody who watched the new trailer that came out today. Mm-hmm. If you actually look at that last shot of Dan Aykroyd in the occult bookstore, which is, of course, the same occult bookstore that he was running in the very first Ghostbusters before he was even a Ghostbuster, right? And that's when they came to visit him and try to get him on board on, I think it was Bill Murray went in to go talk to him or whatever and, try to get him on board. I think. I can't remember who did it. Anyways, whatever. There was an interesting little thing. He has a tattoo on his forearm. Yeah. And if you actually zoom in on the tattoo, it's actually the part of the quote of the Bible that he basically quotes to Ernie Hudson in the car about the apocalypse and the end of the world.
Right.
And it's actually that quote is tattooed on the inside of his arm. So I thought that was kind of cool. Another thing is that if you actually go back and you look at the trailer again, they're saying, why did Grandpa buy this farm? Mm-hmm. And they just pan the camera slightly over, and you see this sign over a mine shaft, and the mine shaft says Shandor Mines. And if you're a big Ghostbusters guy like I am, Ivor Shandor is the architect who built the apartment building in New York as a center, as like a homing beacon for Gozer the Gozerian. So he was a cult leader. So he had a mine shaft, and it said Shandor Mines. So the thing is, Egon's fucking farm is literally right next to it. So obviously he was trying to keep something at bay. Right. And now the other thing is, if they showed a shot inside the mines, it looked like, because they were like the kids were in there with flashlights and shit. And you can actually see a statue of Gozer the Gozerian from part one, and for the woman with the short hair and shit. Yeah, and there's a statue of her inside that mine. And then what else was there? I thought it was kind of cool. Oh yeah, and there was another little throwaway line from the first one where they said, where actually Annie Potts says to Egon, she says, "So what do you like to do for fun?" He goes, "I like to collect spores and fungus." And actually, if you see like a shot where they pan across Egon's belongings, there's a bunch of Petri dishes with spores and fungus. So they kept every detail. And what better person to make this movie than Jason Reitman, right? Ivan Reitman's son. And he's going to stay faithful to the to the material, because it's father, for Christ's sake, right? Like, I mean, his father, you could just say, "Hey, Dad, what did you do here?" Right? So he was right there with him the whole time. So that's really good. The addition of Paul Rudd, outstanding. Paul Rudd's a great fucking actor. And one of the
hottest young actors with Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
That's right. Yeah, they did some great casting there. You're gonna have the old cast there to keep the us old bastards happy as well, right? And then you're gonna tie together everything. And it's funny. A lot of people were saying they were happy with the fact that in the trailer they said Paul Rudd actually says it's been 30 years since anybody's seen a ghost. Yeah, or since there's been a ghost sighting. Basically saying that anything that happened after the original two never happened. Right. So, everybody was kind of happy about that because with that 2016 movie, whatever. Right. So, it's really cool, man. I'm super looking forward to it. I believe it's November 9th or November 11th or something like that. It's coming out on one of those days. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see this movie. So super excited.
When's it coming out again?
November. I think it's November 10th.
Until November. 9th. Right?
Yeah, it's November 9th or 11th. I can't remember which one of those 2 dates.
Shit, I thought it was coming out this summer. Damn.
Yeah, well, at least it's coming out this year.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to come out last year, but
that one's in
COVID.
November, and then I think Top Gun in December. So there you go. It's gonna be a busy
And
time.
Spider-Man. The last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home is coming out, I think, the same time as those other two movies.
Shit.
That's going to be a great fucking time, man.
Indeed.
Great movies coming out.
I'm excited about it. I love Ghostbusters as well. The first two movies are epic, and didn't care. I applauded what they tried to do with the female version one, but I don't know, it just didn't have it for me. Like, it just, there were some things that were a lot alike, but I didn't think it was terrible, but it definitely missed the mark from where the older ones were.
It started out promising.
Yeah.
In like the first 20 minutes, I'm like, all right, I'm in. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then it fell apart. But the first 20 minutes, I was like, this is not bad.
Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones are really good. I didn't really care so much for Melissa McCarthy. She kind of annoys me at half the stuff she's in, but
yeah, they were like banking on her popularity at the time. She was in everything when that came out.
Yeah, and Chris Hemsworth in there as the dumb.
He was actually pretty funny in it. He's actually a pretty funny comedic actor.
Yeah. So it had, like I said, had some promises there, but it's like But anyway, let's how about yourself, Titan? Obviously, sounds like you're impressed to know that there's a Ghostbusters coming out, though.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video or something about it a long time ago, but since I've forgotten about it, man. And since I didn't get anything in the DMs.
Yeah, that was my bad. I had it in my plan and then forgot to put it in. I thought I did, but apparently didn't. So.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just razzing you. But yeah. Next
the
topic
Ghostbuster
for me.
game. The Ghostbuster game, if you haven't played it, actually do yourself
great
a favor.
fucking game.
The remaster is a little bit nicer as well, but yeah, that's a great game. I mean, the fact that it actually has the original cast from the movie, and it has a lot of throwbacks to the old movies themselves. It actually is really good, and I recommend, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you should play it. I think the only missed mark on that one was the fact that it wasn't co-op, which would have been amazing, but it was a lot of fun. Actually, it was a pretty good game.
It is canon too, by the way. The game, the third Ghostbusters game, is actually considered canon with the story.
Yeah.
So this new movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife, takes place after the events of the game, which counts as a third part, because it does take place basically after the events of part 2.
Yeah.
And then they basically
the character likenesses and stuff are pretty damn good for the game. I mean, I've seen better, but I mean, this obviously came out on the last gen of hardware. This is originally 360 PS3 game, right?
Yeah, it was 360 PS3. Yeah.
Right.
And I thought it was great, man. And it was awesome to hear all 4 voices in there. I was like, yes. And the thing is, it wasn't just like throwaway lines. They actually had like substantial dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it was a script. It was a real movie script.
Yeah.
So, it was really, really good. I fucking loved it, man. I can't believe they got Bill Murray to do it. Yeah. But I think Bill Murray at that point, because he was going through that Harrison Ford phase, He's like, I'm not doing a fucking Ghostbusters. I'm not fucking doing Ghostbusters. I mean, that was like Harrison Ford with Star Wars and like Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden the guy hits fucking 70 and Harrison Ford's like, fuck it, I'm doing everything. I'll do fucking Han Solo and Indiana Jones in the same movie. Fuck it. And Blade Runner, and then now like Bill Murray's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die soon. Like I'm gonna be, I'm gonna fucking go back and start doing a, victory. You guys watch Caddyshack 3 or 4 is coming out soon, guaranteed, right? Like, dude, these guys go through these victory laps, right?
When I was in the Navy back in it was like 2005 ish, I was at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. And Bill Murray walked into the club I was in, and that dude, back then I was like surprised how old that dude looked. He was looking rough way back then.
Dude, he looks like hell now. I mean, it's like he doesn't wear makeup and shit, right? And
he don't give a damn about his looks, that's for sure, man. He's like,
no, he looks old, but I mean, he did a shitload of drugs and years of alcohol abuse and. Mostly the drugs, man.
I can actually just read the "I don't give a fuck" in his hair. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a funny dude.
Yeah, it's always amazing though how some actors, it's like they do a series that makes them famous, and it's almost like then they have this resentment against those series for a very long time, and then of course when their career it either tanks or they become to the point where their careers are sort of irrelevant. then they said like, well, maybe I should go back because it's what made me, because like except for a few, like Arnold's always said, like when it came to Terminator, he was always down because that was essentially the role that I mean, people could arguably say it was Conan, but I think it was his Terminator role was the one that really launched his career. That's the one that made him more like a household name, and it was weird because he was the bad guy in the original Terminator, and it just went on from there, and Conan as well. He was supposed to do another Conan, which was weird. Conan, I think the King or something like that.
King Conan, Crown of Iron.
I don't know where that is in production, but he said it was supposed to come out.
Now.
But I mean, at the same time, I'm like, what's his age? I don't know. It's getting harder and harder to picture, like he's not the Arnold we remember, he's definitely not gonna, have those blazing pipes like he did. You know what I mean? He's hope he keeps his shirt on. So
he was supposed to be an older Conan.
Yeah.
And he was basically already retired, and he was going to come out of retirement for one final adventure. Yeah. And that's the story. And that was the comic called King Conan, Crown of Iron. And ironically, it was supposed to also be directed by the Wachowski brothers, who are now Wachowski sisters, if I'm correct. And they were supposed to do it right after the Matrix trilogy. And then it just fell apart. They couldn't get the funding together and stuff. And then they couldn't agree on the script. So they just abandoned it. And then they made a bunch of shitty movies instead. They should have just fucking made it. Like, I mean, they made like 3 shit movies in a row after the Matrix trilogy, if you include the third Matrix. And then they went off and then they destroyed whatever. I'm like, you could have just fucking done Crown of Iron. I mean, at least you got some star power with Schwarzenegger. It might have been decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But fuck, man, we never got that. But that's okay. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Percolator comes in the house here. Percolator has a $5 super chat. Says, at work, the real job, not my side job. That's later. Wink, wink. Have a good show. Titan Drago still here? Hello, Maganoof.
What the fuck, Percolator?
Hey, Perk, we got to play Ascent sometime soon if you're not like playing first-person shooters and shit.
Perk, quit blowing people. Swallow that nut, and you'd see my ugly mug on the screen. All right.
Holy fuck, Titan's full of piss and vinegar.
It'd be really funny if Arnold Schwarzenegger did Conan, and then what's her name, Bridget Nielsen, came back as Red Sonja, and they combined together.
I liked Red Sonja. That was kind of cool. My favorite part of that movie was when Schwarzenegger. Spoiler alert: Schwarzenegger shows up for like 10 minutes, doesn't he? But it's not Conan.
Yeah.
He comes back as like Prince something or other. It's like Prince Adam from like fucking He-Man or something.
Yeah. That's right. That's crazy. Why is Titan so angry tonight?
I think it's because of Twitter morons this week, Infinite. I've had it up to here.
Bring back Grace Jones. How old is she? She must be like 80 now, Grace Jones. Oh my God.
She was terrifying in the 80s.
No shit, eh? That glare that she did in that fucking movie. She
glare
turned her head to the side.
She had that fucking jawline. She could cut glass with it.
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
Grace
she was a
Jones.
Terrifying woman.
Yeah, that's the kind of woman, and she puts you down in the bed. You shut your fucking pie hole and let her do what she wants.
Put you in the bed. She'll fuck you against the wall, off the ground, like Vader style, like lift you up by your neck.
Tall
like with your feet dangling.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, He-Man's on Netflix now, this new Master of the Universe show, and it's funny because I only watched the first episode so far, and I thought it was pretty good, and I'm getting mixed reactions. People are like, "Yeah, it's great," and other people are like, "Yeah, it's fucking terrible." So I don't know, what is it? Good, bad?
It's great. It's a well-made show. The animation's amazing. The story's good, but the thing is, I think a lot of people, and I saw some people in this chat saying it's shit and whatever else. That's fine. Everybody's got their own opinion, right? If you get 100 people in a movie theater, not all 100 people are going to say it was amazing. Right? Some people love it, some people hate it. I think it was great. The thing is that a lot of people were expecting more He-Man,
right?
But because they're like, oh, the advertising was saying, there's more He-Man in it. But it's actually 2 things I wanted to say about that, because I actually listened to Kevin Smith talk about it like 2 hours. He talked about it yesterday or Saturday, and he was saying it's not called He-Man in the Masters Universe. It's just called Masters of the Universe. He-Man's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing is, he's like, you guys only watched 5 episodes.
Right.
So you didn't see the whole picture.
Right.
So those trailers that they were showing, that wasn't him. That was Netflix. They put those trailers together.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of the stuff that they show in the trailers hasn't even happened yet. Right. So when they're showing like He-Man fighting Skeletor in these big epic battles in the trailer, that hasn't even happened yet.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait till you watch all 10. Like, to me, the way I see it is that, you know, some people reacting negatively to it, that's fine. Like, if you didn't like it, that's fine. But I mean, people reacting negatively because there's not enough He-Man, that's like reacting to a news article by just reading the title, right? You only got half the story. You only read the title, but you didn't read the story, right? So it's like, read the story. And you know that that's a common thing these days. Everybody reacts to a title. And then how many, you know, you get these twat waffles in the fucking chat. And you're like, dude, did you even read the fucking article? Or did you just read the headline and now you're complaining about the headline? Right. So
am I mistaken, or is that Mark Hamill doing Skeletor?
It is, but you know, that's one thing I did not like, and I'll tell you why. He sounds exactly like the fucking Joker from the Batman animated series. It's so distracting that it's almost like it's Joker with a skull face.
Yeah.
Because like he comes in, he's like, "Hello, He-Man." And I'm like,
that's a pretty damn good impression.
"Oh, thank you. I try." Yeah, and he's like talking like that. And he's like, he's like, "Evil Lynn, where's the thing?" Like, he might as well just changed Evil Lynn to like fucking, "Hey, Harley, where are you going?" You know, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, he sounds exactly like the Joker. And it was funny because I saw an article in IGN. It says how Mark Hamill found his voice for Skeletor. And I was gonna go to the comment section and be like, it could be like one sentence. He watched Batman animated series. That's how he got his voice. That's very distracting. So other than that, that's it. I mean, I liked it, but you know, like, let's watch all 10 before we start going crazy. You know what I mean? Because obviously He-Man's gonna make a big fucking splash later on or something, right? So you know, like I said, when they were asking questions, they're like, "Oh, is this about Teela or is this about He-Man?" And they're like, "No, it's about He-Man." He's talking about from his point of view because he's done all the episodes.
Yeah.
So maybe if you watch the entire story arc, you'll see that the entire thing, the whole time, was all about He-Man. It was just, you know, the story will take us there, right? So whatever. Yeah. But the animation's fucking phenomenal. The music is fucking phenomenal. It's by what's his name, Bear something, or I always forget his last name. He's the Bear McCreary. Walking Dead and God of War. He did the God of War soundtrack, you know. All that shit is fucking awesome. And it's got all that music in the fucking movie too, in the show too, eh? Like that heavy, you know, boom, 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 like almost like that fucking Conan the Barbarian shit going on, right? And the big voices, you know, and they're fucking like, it's awesome, man.
Oh shit, nice. Great stuff. Awesome. Any further thoughts on the Ghostbusters or this He-Man thing? Titan Drago, you want to jump in here? No, you're all good?
Fuck no.
Okay, no. Okay, because we're going to move on to the next topic before we bring in Tony Baloney. So the next topic, as it says in the title of the show, the Coalition has just showed off some new Unreal 5 footage or video. Looks very, very impressive. I think I put that link into our actual direct chats. What did you guys think of it? I mean, is this just a sign of things to come? And do you think that we're going to see the Xbox Series X in particular hit those lofty heights? That's definitely some next gen stuff right there.
Well, I've seen a lot of comparisons with this and with what is his name, Joel from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've seen those comparisons too?
Yeah, the picture thing, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, all right, these are just pictures, and, you know, this is not in-game. These are like renders in just, you know, gray background or a black background or whatever. Like, it's, and people are like trying to kind of, I'm like playing it right now as I talk about this, but like as I watch this, it's like the lighting. Like the thing that like grabs me the most is the lighting on this, on like all the different types of like fabrics on the like armor that he's wearing and on the suit or whatever you want to call it. The leather, you know, the lighting is just fantastic, and that's what makes it. And you know what? Another thing is like the imperfections. When you look at like games like any game, especially like NBA 2, like the latest NBA game that looks phenomenal, next gen upgrade, you'll notice like the imperfections are what makes the shit look so real. Like, and the imperfections, right? Like the shadows and the wrinkles and the pores of people. Like that's what I really that's those are the things that like astound me with like this shit. Like even like looking at an eyeball, like the part where the eye meets like your nose, you know what I mean? And there's like the little ball there, like those nuances are there. And like I don't know how you hate something like this, because it's just like showing, but I just want to see this in game, because like I said, these are just pictures, right? And these are just, in their own little developed little fucking just possibilities. So, but when you put these things into action, like the RDNA 2 and all the CUs that the Xbox Series X has, what is it, 56, isn't it? 56.
Yeah.
Like all those are gonna, like the animations are what's gonna bring this thing to life, and that's what I want to see. Like I don't really care about these little, I don't really care about picture to picture comparisons, you know what I mean? I could give a damn about picture to picture comparison. I want to see in-game to in-game.
Like
apples
the X
to
Alpha
apples. What'd you say?
Assassin Luba pointed out as well, there was like a couple of tech demos, including the X Alpha point, where they go like down in this cavern and you're going by the cliffs. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
And then there's like that floating sphere or whatever it is in the middle of the map, and you can see obviously how the reflections, the lighting, the ray tracing, whatever is being used there, just make it like super like 3D, very lifelike. It just unbelievable texture quality and stuff there. It just like, I'm super excited for what's going to come. And I've said this before, the Coalition, if anybody is going to do a game or an engine right by Unreal, it's going to be these guys, because they've had so much experience with it compared to other devs. So I definitely think they're a step ahead, and it's I can't wait to see what comes down the pipeline.
This generation, the graphics are going to come down. Who's got better graphics? It's going to come down to who does lighting better.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, that's it. That's why ray tracing is so huge this generation. A lot of people saying, and they're even using it for sound. Like, I don't give a fuck about ray tracing for sound. I think the sound, I wear a fucking headset. I'm not too worried about the fucking sound. Like, it looks everything I've played sounds fantastic. Even in like fucking Fortnite, like it sounds fine to me. I don't give a fuck about ray tracing sound. But the way the lighting bounces off objects and stuff, the more of that you can get into the game, the better that's going to look, and the more immersed it's going to be, because baked in lighting, which was what we're used to forever now, that shit's going to be, that shit's going to be gone soon. And that's crazy. Like, games have had baked in lighting since the beginning, right? And that's going to be going away with the ray tracing, and ray tracing is still in its infancy. The more that shit gets, the less system resources ray tracing used. And this is another reason why the Xbox Series X and S have a leap ahead of the PlayStation 5s, is because they have silicon just for that. So that's super exciting, man. I've always said, like, that's what this is generation, as far as graphics, is going to come down to, is the way the lighting bounces off the environment, bounces off players. That's what makes shit look that much more realistic. Spider-Man, shut the fuck up, Mike.
At the end of the day, again, it comes down to the tech, but it also comes down to the talent behind the tech. People that know how to work the engine, know how to maximize performance. Is what it comes down to. As I've always said, that's the thing. That's the secret with Sony Studios, in particular Naughty Dog. They know how, whatever engines they use, they know how to master. They know how to maximize performance for the hardware. Like, it's just unbelievable when you look at even something like Uncharted 4 and how good it still looks today, like on a PS4. And, Sony Santa Monica really pushing some envelopes with the God of War and how great that game looked. It's something you cannot take away from Sony. No matter if you hate it, Sony all to death, you got to give them props that they still have 2 or 3 of some of the best studios in the game when it comes to maximize performance. Coalition, I think, is as far as I'm concerned, I think that's Xbox's number one, although you can almost argue like the stuff that Asobo has been doing. Mind you, they're not hired, they're not owned, but and obviously you got to give it the playground now with the new Forza Horizon 5. the shit that game is doing, whoa. But of course, racing games never get fucking credit for anything. It's just, that's another racing game, you know. So, but man, like, yeah, like I can't wait to see where this goes. Like I said, we got a Series X in particular and the Series S, but the X in particular, like, so much untapped potential. And I hope that one of these guys or one of these studios, whether it's Coalition or the Initiative, are able to basically take this engine, these kind of details, and actually transfer that into a commercial grade product that we'll go out and buy.
Another thing is
Ninja
shaders.
Theory. Yes, Ninja Theory.
Another thing is shaders. Mesh shaders are another tool that Xbox have that PlayStation doesn't have. PlayStation is still using ancient shaders. I don't remember the exact name of it, but they haven't upgraded to mesh shaders. And if you've watched any videos about shaders, I highly recommend doing that, because you'll see the comparisons of these. Basically, you know, everything technology gets improved upon, and software and development and hardware, all this shit gets improved upon over time. And mesh shaders are the next generation of shaders. Xbox has that. PlayStation doesn't. You got people that compare Xbox to PlayStation have to see these basic things at the core. Right? The things that one company has that the other one doesn't. All right. I'll give this to PlayStation though. They got like, man, they sure pushed what the hell they could out of that PS4. I'll tell you that.
Sure
they
did.
made that thing run loud as hell, but hell, you know what? I guess you got to ask yourself, to me, it's worth it. But I guess you got to ask yourself, is it worth having a fucking jet engine in your living room while you're playing a game, you know, to push out these amazing graphics?
Did you see all the crap I got from that joke the other day? Jesus.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't.
God.
I did.
I made a joke about something about the reason that I said some of the Sony fanboys are so angry about flight simulators, because they're just something about they're just bitter because they've had a jet engine in their console for the last 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, something
Whatever
like
the hell
that.
it
Yeah.
was I put out there, and my God, the first was, you know, a few laughs, and then of course you got the trolls that came in, and it's just, and I just let them go. As I just stopped after a while, because there was a couple guys that were just too fucking stupid. Like I've seen piles of shit with maggots that had more brain cells than these guys.
Yeah.
It's the same old crap over and over again, and they have no good arguments. And then a few people jumped in. It was a regulator, and somebody else started putting them in their place, and they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "No, this dude's fucking stupid." But anyway, getting off topic. Yeah, crazy.
What do you think, Mag? What do you think is what do you think is like next gen? What's the next generation of graphics going to come down to you, other than what I just said?
Yeah, well, I'm going to stay away from the tech stuff, because remember I was saying earlier in the show, like, I don't really, know about all that, like, mesh shaders and threads and this and that. Like when Dealer goes off, what's his name? I always forget his fucking
D-Batch?
I'll tell you, man,
D-Batch.
you
My
listen
God,
to
I can't
him and
believe
you
I-
watch his videos, you will learn a lot, though.
No, I know, but he talks so goddamn fast. I'm just like, and I'm usually doing something else. I'm usually like washing dishes when I'm listening to these, like, podcasts or watching videos, because I'm not really watching it. I'm not watching it for their gameplay. I just listen to what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
But no, I get it. But back to the Coalition. There's been more than one person who's been talking to people on the inside, of people who working at Xbox, working at Microsoft, and a lot of people are super excited for what the Coalition is going to be doing for this generation. Not only are they working on Gear 6, but they've got another IP in the works as well. And I think, but see, now it's a toss-up. They don't know whether it's going to be Gear 6 first, then the new IP, or it's going to be the new IP, then Gear 6. Me personally, I think that they should take a break with Gears and do that new IP first, give it time to breathe, and then give us the big badass finale that we deserve.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean? Give us the big finale that we deserve. Let's see it go out with a fucking bang properly, and whatever. Anyways, not that Gears 5 was bad. I mean, Gears 5 was great. Even Gears 4 was serviceable. But, they were great games. But, give it a little breathing space now, because they've been releasing so many Gears games, Gears Tactics, Gears this, Gears that, Gears 1 remastered, then into 4, then into 5. And they're like, holy fuck, guys.
I just want to see the new IP.
Funko Pop. Like,
and
Jesus.
I don't want it to be a cover-based shooter. I don't care for the cover-based, press A, get cover. I don't care for that. For some reason, I like seeing the battlefield and making my own decisions, not just pressing A and running to a fucking wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference between that. There's a difference between Call of Duty and this cover-based shooting where you press A and you run up to cover automatically. Let me do that shit on my own. Why can't I do
Right.
that shit on my own?
Yeah. It's
I guess it's for the
kinda just-
animations, isn't that right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So about the Coalition, they're saying that the work that they're going to be doing is going to be remarkable. And we've already mentioned the fact that we got Playground Games in there. That's a top-notch studio. You've got Ninja Theory, top-notch studio. You've got, you even got 343. Some people were bitching before. They've cleaned up their act now, but it's they got 343 in their big studio, and then you got the Coalition. And now you look at the work they did. I watched those tech demos. I even had, funny enough, I had people sending me those tech demos a couple days ago, and I was just checking them out, or whenever, yesterday, I think it was. And I was just like, holy shit, man, this is remarkable work. And the thing is that, something that you were saying, Titan, about how it shows the imperfections, not just the perfections, the imperfections, which is, of course, as close to, a human life that we can get. I mean, what is human life? What is it? What is the reality? The reality is we are not perfect. We have, dimples and like little pocks in our faces, or our jaw lines aren't perfect, and our noses might be a little bit crooked. You know what I mean? Like they've got it down to a point where you're like, holy shit. And the thing is, the big one for me, which a lot of people were actually talking about, was the hair. They're getting the hair better, which they've been working on for like how many decades now, trying to get fucking hair to look like hair. Right. And that's the one big takeaway that people had. They're like, finally, someone nailed the hair. Now, if you think about in terms of the graphics and performance and everything else, and the ray tracing, look at Hivebusters. Okay. Hivebusters is probably I would say in this year so far, the best graphics I've seen to date on any system. Some people are pointing to Demon Souls. Demon Souls looks amazing. There's no question. Still, the character movement animation to me looks a little funny. It just seems like he's a little bit light on his toes. It just kind of looks a little bit off. But the ambiance and stuff is great. Resident Evil Village, great graphics, whatever. But Hivebusters is like a whole different fucking level. That's on the Unreal Engine 4. And it blew my fucking mind.
I still think one of the best looking games all generation, or last generation, is still to this day is Rise Son of Rome. I still can't fucking get over that game.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
The thing is, what made Rise was
8 years.
They did really good on focusing on one object, and I've noticed PlayStation Studios do this a lot, and so they'll focus in on like the main character of the screen, and they'll put all the detail in that motherfucker. But you'll notice the background is like blurry as fuck because they're focused. The screen is focused. It's kind of like a picture where you focus on the front and the back is kind of blurry or whatever. They're masters of that, and that game did that really well. They used all their assets on that one dude or two dudes or whatever the scene was focused on. They put all their assets onto those one or two objects, and the rest can go to hell, basically. You zoom in on the background of 90% of the games and they look like shit that do that. But it doesn't matter because that's not what's important to the scene. What's important to the scene is, one guy talking to another guy or whatever it is.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, like I said, look at the work they were doing with Unreal 4. Imagine what they're going to be doing with this.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And I can't wait to see it. I mean, I know we're going to be waiting a long time because even everybody who's working with the Unreal 5 now, minimum another year and a half before we see anything from it. Because it's not like they're just going to flick a switch and go Unreal 4. Oh, here's Unreal 5. Pull out a cartridge, throw in another one, and then off you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have to, it's a whole different situation, a whole different engine that they're going to be using. So that they have to translate what they've already been working on and move it on to the new one. And then from there, what they're going to do is not just keep going. They're going to take advantage of the new features. So therefore, it's not just a plug and play where you just, all right, well, we'll just continue. It's just going to look better now. No, they're going to learn the new tools, which they've already been doing. They've had it for a little bit. But they're going to learn the new tools of the trade, and then they start applying those into there. Say, oh, well, now we could do this. Now we could do that. Now we could add, random landscapes where not everything is perfect, where all the grass are different levels, not all the same level when you look at across the field or whatever, right? They're going to start doing things like that. So it's going to take about a year and a half before we see some truly amazing results. But hey, when it comes, it comes. But I'm telling you, keep your eyes on the Coalition. I think that they're going to be the big guns this whole generation. That's my call.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, it was a great topic as well, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for it. And like I said, Playground's got some dynamite stuff for us, not only Forza Horizon 5, but I have a feeling that the next Fable game is going to look absolutely stunning as well.
Oh my God, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's really a big question mark because, like, they got,
Why don't you guys talk for a few minutes?
They're gonna have a certain art style with that game. Now, are they gonna go ultra realistic? I don't know.
But it doesn't have to be because look.
It doesn't have to be. You're right.
Look at the one Kenna Bridge of Spirits. That game on the PS5 right now, which comes out I think next month. Well, that looks absolutely stunning, and that's got a very particularized art style. But if you look at it, it doesn't take a genius to go, "Wow, that game looks fucking cool." You know what I mean?
So, Noof, let me ask you a question. All right. So, Fable has historically been cartoon, witty kind of art style.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the progression into a more realistic, maybe not even hyper realistic, but just a more realistic, witty art style with it, or something else, maybe along lines of maybe keeping in touch with their roots or whatever? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think it will. I think they'll cross the border between the environments themselves are going to look like Forza Horizon kind of
that far. I don't know if they're going to go that far. I
don't think they're going to oversaturate with super colorful, very cartoony. I think the characters and the environments will be very realistic, but the characters will still say true to the roots and perhaps over accentuated features, perhaps bigger eyes, bigger heads. Like you saw that with all the Fable games where the characters always looked a little disproportionate, right? That sort of, and I think they'll stick with that. But I think when you're looking at the characters themselves, they won't look flat. They're going to look lifelike. Like again, that cross between, your CGI, Pixar level quality characters, you know what I mean? Where their skin looks kind of real.
All right, so you're saying Pixar level characters within a hyper realistic world, like a.
Well, again, if you look at Kenna, perfect example. If you look at the main character herself, she doesn't look like realistic, like human, like a real human, but kind of like almost like what's that name? That girl from that freaking movie, Alita Battle Angel or whatever hell it was, where she kind of looked realistic, but yet sort of semi-cartoony because of the over-accentuated eyes. So I think that's what they're going to do is they're going to have that semi-realism. And of course, there's going to be critics that are going to go, oh, well, look, it still looks kind of cartoony. But the thing is, if Fable loses that as well, they lose what makes it Fable. Like Fable's not meant to be fucking Final Fantasy, or Fable's not meant to be, Dark Souls or any other time. Fable is Fable, and the key is what Fable's always been about: adventure. It's always been about the humor and the dialogue. That's that's where it's got to be, at least for me, right? Like, they'll cross that fine line, and again, some people are going to argue for it and say it's not what they expected, but I think it's going to be great. I really do. So, yeah. We got a super chat before I let you go. Emmanuel A1 is in the chat and he drops $5. What's going on, Emmanuel? Good to see you. And Chase Jones, how are you, my friend? Thanks for being here. Great to see you. Emmanuel says, I'm loving the show as always, guys. Keep it up. Got to send this just in case I doze off before the end. One more day until the Ascent. Indeed, man. It's going to be a fun weekend playing Flight Simulator, then the Ascent, and more to come after that, including Psychonauts next month, which I can't wait to get my hands on that game. I'm hearing good things about that too. So.
Can we get into a little bit about Game Pass before not Game Pass, but I'm talking about the Game Pass is hard to do from Sean Layden.
Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick.
So before he gets back, because to me,
put this in context for people that maybe haven't read the article.
Yeah, Sean Layden basically had an article or whatever about Game Pass is hard to do. It's basically hard for it's basically hard for PlayStation to do, right? But like here Xbox comes and they're doing it no problem. And it's, to me, if you got nuts, you go for it, right? But when you're a bitch like Sean Layden, you do things that are safe and that work. And that's fine and dandy, but you're still a bitch, right? But anyways, But when you're an absolute piece of shit like Jim Lion Ryan, you play it safe. You make less games. You charge people $70 for games. You charge them twice for games. You lie your ass off. You don't give a fuck about expandable storage. You don't try to compete with Game Pass, and you say, who wants to play old games, you know? And then you release more remakes, remasters, redos, fucking, what do you call them? Fucking director's cuts and shit. And fucking old games that earlier you ask yourself, who the fuck plays these old games? Now, Sean Layden, you may be a bitch, but at least you're not a complete lying, insincere fraud like Jim Lion Ryan. Like Sean Layden left PlayStation in a state of dismay to someone that, like,
well, they doesn't even. He didn't leave PlayStation. They got rid of him for some weird reason.
For some weird reason is right. They got rid of that motherfucker and brought in someone that doesn't know or care about games or gamers. Like
he disappeared like Jimmy Hoffa.
He did. Eh? That's weird. You know, and Jim Lion, right? It's crazy because we're saying like the yin and yang in video game leadership right now. Mm-hmm. You got fucking Sean Layden, the fucking he is the worst leader of a video game company you could ever find, in my opinion. And then you got Xbox, a fucking Phil Spencer, and he's all about the gamers. He's all about the games. He's all about making good deals and fucking. And he's the lights. Hard to do, but you can do it. Is the sum up for me. Mm. It takes balls. What do you think, Noof?
Well, I mean, I see some of the points that he has, but I definitely think that, you know, the other side of the coin is he's speaking largely, I think, from his experience with PlayStation prior to, you know, the emergence of services like Game Pass and PlayStation now, you know, and the landscape is changing. And maybe he's one of the guys that, you know, sees things from a certain angle. And of course, he's looking at it from the cost of development. But you know, there's a lot more things than just developing a game. Like I said, there's many ways to make money from it, and it's exposure itself, and it's that round circle. You know, it's that what goes around comes around. You look at like the indie scene, for example. I mean, there's so many indie developers out there singing the praises of a service like this because it allows people to try out their games, and a lot of people invest and buy their games and buy content for said games after trying them out. And normally, a lot of those games would never ever get played. You know, that sort of thing. As I even said, even for a big game like Flight Simulator, like when that game launches, that game came out, obviously, and still out on disc, but how many people would have probably said, yeah, it's worth putting that $80 down on this game that you're not 100% sure about. Perhaps, you know, past fans of Flight Simulator are all in, but anybody new right now, they can take that plunge and they can buy this game. And guess what? They're going to be, I guarantee you, as I sit here, there's going to be millions upon millions of dollars invested in Flight Simulator down the road with like expansions and planes and maybe skins for planes. Perhaps, you know, Microsoft makes money when their favorite airliner comes in and actually puts, say, a Delta plane in a fucking in their game or something. It could potentially happen. Like there's
how many different like planes are there? And there's like when I opened the game and I went to the store, I was surprised to see how much stuff was on there. There's free content and then there's payable content. I wonder how much they're making money on that payable content, because that payable content, I was like, I was looking at it, I was like, I might get this. And you know what? Like because they had that one military aircraft on there, like that would be cool as fuck to just be flying at Mach speeds or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know, and the crazy old argument always comes down to the console numbers sold, and it's great. Nobody's going to argue that the more consoles sold isn't better. Fuck, Microsoft wishes they could sell as many Xboxes as PlayStation does PlayStation. You know what? The realistic fact of the matter is it's not going to happen, right? But at least Microsoft was smart enough to realize the writing was on the wall there. Yeah. That's what happened midway through the Xbox One generation. You can call it what you want. Maybe they got soft or whatever. But the thing is, they knew their market was changing, and they knew in order to be competitive, they couldn't rely on the sale of a console especially because, again, they're not entrenched in some of the countries that PlayStation is. So they're always going to be behind the 8 ball. So what do? You should get your product into more places, in front of more people, whether it's on your PC or your phone or with an Xbox console. They know they're hardcore Xbox fans. The first thing you buy is a console. Anybody else will play their games through the service, and that's the thing. And that's the bottom line. There is they make money on this stuff. I can guarantee you this. People say the Game Pass doesn't make money. I'll tell you this. Game Pass makes a hell of a lot more money than what Microsoft is making based on their console sales, because they're making next to nothing on a console sale, if not losing freaking money. Even PlayStation, same thing. But PlayStation's ace in the hole, at least for now, is that they're banking on people to buy PlayStation because of their exclusives, right? That's their ace in the hole. Eventually, they're going to start turning tide. Don't worry, it's going to happen, because we're already seeing that trend with, remember a few years ago, nobody thought you'd ever see a PlayStation exclusive on PC. Well, guess what we've been seeing for the last, year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
PlayStation big games coming to PC. And if you think it's going to stop here, you're dead wrong. It's happening, like it or not. Xbox guys didn't like it when our shit went over the PC either. But guess what? Like it or not, it is going. PC has its own ecosystem.
Don't talk for everyone. I don't give a fuck.
And I don't give a fuck either. But
who gives a fuck where you consume it?
I'm going to play my shit on my Xbox. That's my favorite place to play. Bottom line.
All right, let's be honest. Like, what percent of Xbox? Because that was something created by the other side. Oh, you guys don't want your things coming to PC. All right, point me out someone that's like offended from their games going to PC. Let me know.
I think we all know one of the main offenders.
That fraud gamer. Yeah.
That's when he turned 5 when Phil Spencer called him out on it.
Yeah, and that's when Phil called him out on it a couple of years ago, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't even fucking count. That guy isn't. He's a piece of shit, low life. That's only in this for clicks. He doesn't give a shit about anybody or anything or gaming in general. He just gives a fuck about himself. Next.
Next. Anyway, yeah. Any final thoughts, Bagger? Oh,
yeah, I do have some final thoughts. Let me tell you something. Tony Baloney's here, but I was going to actually jump in on this topic. Let me tell you something. Sean Layton, if you're going to talk about Game Pass, do yourself a favor. Why don't you find yourself a fucking shirt that fits? Okay, I don't need to see how many fucking rolls of fat you got on you when you're sitting down complaining about Game Pass. Why don't you worry about your retirement, assuming that you're not got the cinder blocks on your feet and you're in the bottom of the Atlantic fucking ocean, which is what I think happened. Because I think that you disappeared. I mean, you just disappeared. I think Sony just put the hit on him and he's gone. Unbelievable, ridiculous. And then him with that picture with that Spider-Man t-shirt on. Holy shit, what a fucking embarrassment. I've seen more. I'm not even going to get into it. I've seen more rolls than anybody in a fucking bakery. Anyways.
They probably just cut off his balls. They didn't put the hit on. They cut off his balls.
Dude, he looks. Hey, they cut off my balls too, but look at me. I look fabulous. Hey, yes. Don't worry about it.
At least it was a Spider-Man t-shirt and not a Slender Man t-shirt.
Oh yeah, well he's definitely not Slender Man. Yeah, Jesus Christ. He looked like the 200 pounds of chewed bubble gum. I couldn't tell where it started and where it ended. It was ridiculous. All I saw was a head with two beady eyes, and then this big pile of bubble gum, and then a pair of shoes. That's it. That's all it looked like to me. Unbelievable. And by the way, Titan Drago, now that we can get into like what's bothering me for this week or what I'm thinking about this week, let me tell you something. Titan Drago, I got a bunch of things I got to say to you. First and foremost, obviously, a lot. It's you. You're a scumbag. So I got lots to say. First things first. Do not try to have sex with your wife while playing Microsoft's Flight Simulator. What? First of all, no. Let me tell you why. She's going to see A, how bad of a gamer you are. And then B, she's going to glance over and see your pathetic gamer score. And then she's going to dry up like a prune. Do not do it. I beg you. Just whatever drugs you're giving her, just keep giving her and just have sex the normal way, okay? Because if she, if she sees this and she goes, this is what you do with your time, you're a pathetic fucking loser. And then that's it. She's gone. So you don't need this in your life.
Give out gamer points for time played, man.
Yeah, yes, I noticed. I looked at your gamer score. It was ridiculous. My 7-year-old son has a bigger gamer score than you do. Probably a bigger cock, too, for all I know. Anyhow, I noticed there were some unsavory characters in the chat earlier tonight. I saw those scumbags. Yeah, also, obviously, they were Titan Drago's friends.
We got a quick question coming in from our good friend Iceman LMH. He says, "Hey Tony, which airline did you get your first STD on?"
The first airline I've got? Well, you know what? I only take private jets. And when by private jets, I mean one single engine Cessnas because I was carrying cocaine over from Bolivia over into Miami. So, yeah, that's usually where I got my first STD. So there were no airlines, there were no stewardesses. I just brought a bunch of women with me. And then, we put it on the plane. We did a couple of this, couple of that. And then by the time I got off the plane, it burned when I peed.
That makes
That's all I seem to know.
sense too, because fucking Florida's a cesspool for STDs.
Well, Florida's being Florida. That's what they kind of do. But anyways,
you planted that seed, didn't you?
Well, Titan, I got one more thing for you, by the way. I noticed that you were playing that, what the hell is that called? That train simulator game.
Yeah.
This goes back to what I was talking about, you complaining about with your wife. Instead of laying tracks, I'm laying pipe. What are you doing over there? Okay, this is Titan Drago's miserable life that he's working on right now.
It's funny. He's got flight simulator, train simulator. He needs a sex simulator.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll show him one. Actually, you know what? Funny enough, I just spoke to Asobo and Microsoft just last week. We're going to be doing a Tony Baloney simulator. And what it is that you're going to click on the screen, maybe even a pair of VR glasses. You're going to put it on and you're going to be me. And guess what? You'll immediately know what it's like to have 76 simultaneously sexually transmitted diseases at once.
Feel the pain.
That'll be the Tony Baloney simulator. Fantastic.
We got
laying the wrong shit.
Super chat coming in from our good friend the Doctor, laying down $5 in the chat. Says Tony Baloney, the Doctor is going to LA on August the 16th. Tips on picking up a celeb. You know, the kind of ass action I want. Current faves are Miley Cyrus and Elvira. Jesus, he likes them young and then he likes them old.
Well, let me tell you something, Doctor. You'll have a far better chance with Elvira. Okay, than you do with Miley Cyrus. I'll tell you that much because Elvira's got to be pushing like 70 years old right now, maybe even a little bit older. So, like, if you're looking about 70 years old, yeah, she probably doesn't have too much going on. You might get it down there, and you never know. She could be your mistress of your dark area. So, you never know. It might work out for you. But I mean, that's a pretty silly. Or you know what's going to happen? You're going to try and make it move, and then the bodyguards are going to beat the shit out of you. You're going to get arrested, which is more likely going to happen.
He just likes it because she came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, well. He's going to be heading straight to jail if he goes after Miley Cyrus. Ridiculous.
Hey, Miley Cyrus, she's almost like 30 now, isn't she?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
Try to get close to her and let's see what happens with the bodyguards. I know the Doctor. He's like half my size. Can you imagine this guy? He's going to get tossed around. He's going to get his ass beaten up and he's going to get thrown in jail.
We got a question. Got a great question coming in from Kruma. It says, "Hey Tony, which Mortal Kombat female would you meet in the plane bathroom? Melina, Shiva, or Devora?"
Well, you know, the thing is, I would actually go for if it was one-on-one, I'd go with Melina because she's got that big mouth with the big mandible jaw thingies like this, right? And then you get the blowjob of your life. Either that or she's going to eat your dick right off. One of the two. But it's a chance I'm willing to take. But let me tell you something. If you're going to a party, there's nothing better than bringing Shiva with you because then she could do 4 hand jobs at the same time.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I've ever fucking heard from you.
Exactly. So, or you know what you could do? Or you could have 2 things going on at once. She could have you and a friend, and then she could be jerking you off and tickling your balls at the same time. And Doctor, if you're into that, she could be fingering your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Any other questions for Tony Baloney before I head out for the evening?
Yeah, we got.
Oh, actually, Noof Nukem, I got something to say to you.
Yeah.
I just found out that Noof Nukem is a Game Pass fraud now. Huh? Oh, I see what's going on. I see he's the Game Pass fraud. Let me tell you something. I got one more thing for Noof Nukem to do. And then I got to get them to sign up to Disney Plus so we can start watching all these Disney Plus shows. And as soon as that's done, I'm going to see that he's on Game Pass and Disney Plus. And in my best Vader voice, I'm going to be like, "Now your failure is complete." And then that's it. And then the Noof Nukem you once knew and loved has now become a corporate shill. Perfect.
We got a question from Papa Woody. Hey, Tony, ever had a felching? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
For anybody who doesn't know what a felching is.
Never heard of it. I don't know.
Boy, we might get kicked off.
Is that what happens when you get rid of Game Pass?
It's far worse than getting rid of Game Pass, let me tell you.
It's going to bring back that troll from earlier.
So just in case we don't get kicked off, I see a lot of people laughing in the chat. Okay, so felching is when you, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to say this. It's when you ejaculate inside of a man or a woman, and then from there you proceed to suck it out.
You need the smoke after that one.
Let me tell you something, folks.
Didn't know either.
Tony Baloney has done a lot of things in his life. The middle-aged game guy has done a lot of things in his life. But I can assure you one thing. Felching is not one of them. And you know, even for half a second when you said Felching, I thought you were talking about Fauci, the guy, the top doctor in the United States. You better change his name to Felching.
Dr. Felching.
Yeah, Dr. Felching. It's a great name.
Oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah, with the straw, somebody said in the chat, Crispy Rambo.
Yeah,
I
it's a
thought
pretty
that's how
disgusting-
Tony. I thought that's how Tony had maintained him not having any kids his whole lifetime.
No. Tony Baloney's so disgusted thinking about
felt
Felching right now. I'm actually think I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, I like a good veg, but I'm not a fan of some tapioca pudding down there.
Okay. All right.
There's
Okay.
a pulling out, and then there's the felching. Do the combo, man. She'll never get pregnant.
Well, let me tell you something. If you ever wanted to battle Tony Baloney, you now found my weakness. The weakness is Felching. It is my kryptonite. You
There
bring
you
it
go.
up. What happens is it gets inside my head, and that's it. It's over. I can't stop thinking about it because then I envision doing it, and then I want to throw up. It's pretty fucking awful.
Titan, you need to create a character now called Freddie Felching. Oh shit! Oh my god, this is great. Oh fuck! All right, well, Tony, thanks for your time once again.
Of
Sir.
course.
Always in fine form as always. You never come in tardy. You're always a smarty. Good stuff right there from Tony Baloney. Back again next week, guys. Great show, and hopefully, let's close it out on a good note. DJ Bertados coming in. Tony, can you do an Animal Crossing sound like earlier? Go ahead.
And by the way, what that was you need to go to the next kingdom and plant some carrots. $100, please, Nintendo.
yeah, right.
Oh my god.
People lined up in the height. Remember when the pandemic started, when it was like hardcore? People were lining up outside of the store, and people were interviewing them like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like, we're in the middle of like a hardcore pandemic. They're like, and one person actually answered. I couldn't fucking believe this. This is like one of those brony guys. He's like, "Oh, I'd risk my life for Animal Crossing." You risk your life for a fucking bunch of like little bears and dogs to plant carrots? Unfucking believable.
Princess Zelda in this chat said that sounds like he's felching.
You know what? I'm not sure what's worse, Animal Crossing or Felching. It's a fucking tie. It's a tie for first place. Jesus Christ.
Shit. Oh,
You know what?
fuck.
Compared to Animal Crossing, Smite wins Game of the Year every year. Okay, that to give you an idea of what I think about it.
Oh god.
And yes, I've played it, and it's fucking trash.
You
Fight
gotta
me.
play it with me, probably because you got raped. No one likes to get raped.
Tread pulls in the chat. We
I
need
just
to
saw
make
him,
Noof Nukem as Rambo do the Banjo Kazooie voice over. Oh shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
Good to see you, Dread. Good to see you, man. Glad you can make
Dread
it
always
out.
shows up like 5 minutes before the end of the show.
I
like
think
right
he was
when we're
probably
doing-
here for a while. He usually just kind of lingers and then he just
Oh,
pops in
okay,
every
yeah.
once in a while.
You
Dread's
lingered
famous for
until you
that.
heard felching.
Yeah,
Wow,
what
that's
it
when
was.
his ears perked up because we were talking about Florida and STDs, and he's like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
They're talking about me."
Yeah, and felching with a beard like that could get dangerous. You're like,
Oh
why
my
does my
God.
beard feel like it's filled with
Oh,
pudding?
okay, yeah. Holy shit! You know what? I don't get squeamish for anything, man. Like, I really don't. Like, even like with the work I do and stuff like that, I've seen fucking dead bodies and shit like that. It doesn't bother me at all. You bring up felching, and I'm fucking done. Like,
So
I just like
I gotta
I
ask
walk
you,
away.
The Jackass movie, the last one that came out, how'd you feel when you saw Chris Pontius drinking the horse jizz?
Yeah. I did throw up watching that. Yeah, I did throw up watching that. That was like, and anytime I go back and watch those movies, because I every once in a while, if I want a good laugh, I'll go back and watch a Jackass movie, right?
Yeah.
whenever I get to that, I fast forward. I can't watch it anymore.
I just got one question, man. Don't you care about the environment?
Dude, I can't do it.
Don't you care about the environment?
What about the environment? What does a big jug of jizz got to do with the environment?
There's nothing wrong with recycling, okay?
Like I can understand, like even like a guy, guy. Oh, forget it. I'm not talking about this. Fuck off. Outros. Goodbye. Let's go. See you all next week.
She ate so much shit, she farted and it looked like bubbles coming out.
Oh yeah, I've seen that in porn and I can't do it. I don't know how people think you're like, oh, that's hot. I'm like, that is fucking disgusting, man. You need fucking help. Like the people who dress up in like animal costumes and fuck. I just don't get it.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Anyways, whatever.
Yes, Jackass reunion coming out in October. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah,
Those
man.
guys are crazy. It's too bad. What's his name? Like I said, Bam is not there. I don't think. And
no, he failed all the tests, man.
Yeah,
they fucking told him that like you have to do the sobriety test and you have to do the toxic or whatever it is, the toxicology test every time you come in. He fucking failed every one of them. So Knoxville himself threw out Bam. Wow. He's like, forget it, dude. You're gone. You're out.
Yeah.
So he fucking
Ryan Dunn got killed in a car crash that time. So
well, yeah, that's what happened. And then he started getting into the drugs and he was already in the drugs and alcohol, but he went deep, right? Because he went into a deep depression. But I'm like, Jesus, dude, come on, man. It's like you worth like $85 million. I think I last saw, or $80 million. I'm like, get some fucking help, man. It's been like almost 8 years. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like, time heals all, but like, fuck, get your shit together, man.
The doctor says he likes animal costumes. Why do I get the feeling he likes a donkey? Because it reminds him of
because it's a big ass. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, great show, guys. We're going to get to the outros. Let's get these guys out of here. It is getting late, but this was a dynamite episode. Outside of that, a couple of jackwads in the chat, but our mods took care of them. Great job, moderators, and fantastic chat once again tonight. You guys are unbelievable. Can't say that enough. But let's get out of here and let's start with the middle-aged game guy himself. Let people know where they can check out what you got going down over the next little while.
Yes. Well, guys, thank you guys again for a great show. Just the three amigos here holding it down, doing a great job. Chat, you guys are amazing. Moderators, you guys are fucking gangsters, man. I don't know how the hell you guys nailed those guys so quickly. So it was amazing. Great job as always. And, of course, for the normal people in the chat, you guys are fucking awesome. Well, as normal as you could be watching a show like this. But anyways, yes, you could find me on the Twitter at the middle-aged game guy. That's with a GY at the end. On the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. You can find me at all one word, all capitals, because I don't know how to be quiet. I am the Mag. And that is with 2 G's, by the way. You know how many people hit me up and they're like, I can't find Mag. I'm like, dude, that's 1 G. I'm not the middle-aged game. I'm the middle-aged game guy. Yes. So anyways, you can find me every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Primetime Gaming with Mr. Boomstick XL and friends. And, of course, you can find me here every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Gaming After Dark with, of course, these two fine gentlemen right here. Guys, it was a great show, great topics, and everybody have a great night, and we'll see you all next week.
Absolutely. These are always two of the best hours of my week every week, and I always look forward to Tuesday nights, man. Unbelievable. All right, let's let the man who brings the common back to sense, let him get out of here. It's the one, the only Titan Drago. Drago, let people know where they can at least catch up with you on social media or how they can hang out with and play some Smite with you. Before we get to you, Princess Zelda dropping one last super chat at $4.99. I learned a lot tonight. I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
Trust me, Zelda, it's not.
There you go. Yeah, don't try this at home, kids. If so, keep a bottle of scope handy, okay? Go ahead, Drago. Let people know and who gets your comment back to sense word tonight.
Everything at Titan Drago, everybody. And this week was easy, man. The common sense was all the mods in the chat tonight. Absolutely banning some hateful clown out there. Absolutely good work on that tonight, everybody. Props to you all. And until next time, let's keep bringing the common back to sense.
Crispy Rambo's not going to let us go out quietly. Off to play the felching simulator.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Well, good luck with that, Rambo.
Please, no pics in my DMs, okay? No pics in my DMs.
Oh, God.
Probably shouldn't have said that. I just gave everybody an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hope she's not on the rags, or it might be Crispy Rambo, first blood part 3.
Oh, wow. Fuck. That's all, folks.
Oh shit! All right, yes, and you guys know where to find me. Always in the gutter, the most perverted, diverse host probably in podcasting today. Yes, we're welcome for the shits and giggles, Assassin Lupa. Good to see you here as always. I know it's late in your neck of the woods, so make sure you get some sleep. We wish you all the best. Jesse Darby, the Doctor, Caper Grant, Doggy Dog. Timothy Dixon, Spider-Man 356, Dreadpool, Last Emperor, Drakey Poo. Man, the list goes on. Kruma, Royal Boyle. So many people here in the chat tonight. You guys are fucking phenomenal, unbelievable, and you guys are just so engaged in this show. We say this each and every week because you do this each and every week. It's always a good time. So glad to see you guys hanging out with us for the entire show. It means a lot. And make sure when the show is over, you can share it out and tell some friends, get some more people in here. Love to see the new faces as well. So good stuff, right? Gaming Beyond the Box. Yes, we'll see Lupa and some other people over on that fantastic podcast tomorrow night with Wilmy Hood and crew. But anyway, that's it for me. We'll see you again next week. Pang, yes, you can always listen on the replay. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Draven Arrow. Everybody else, take care, guys. Catch you later. We'll see you next Tuesday, and I'll see the rest of you guys on Sunday morning with the next episode of Good Morning Xbox with Cerebral Paul and crew. Cerebral Paul in the chat tonight. So good to see you guys, and go get some Flight Simulator in. Go see the world. Take care via your Xbox.